right now.
Well, I'm just saying that I know you and I are kind of old school baseball guys, and you especially played college baseball. The Padres pitched a no-hitter today, Dylan Cease. They didn't take him out after 6 innings.
No, they didn't.
7 innings. He goes 114, I think, 114 pitches, throws a no-hitter.
Yeah, I love
that?
it. I like to see it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Let the guy go, Skip.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I'm talking to Skip about. I'm talking to my manager, my coach. Hey, go ahead. You know, sometimes, and I've done that actually before. There's been a few times I've never been a part of one. I've been close. I've gotten to the 9th inning, 2 outs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and somebody, you know, got a little bloop shot and all that type of stuff. But I like Skip, let him go, man. Let him go.
Well, it's a kind of a good team building exercise, right? Brings everybody together, assuming you're able to pull it off. It's like, yeah, he did it, but we did it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You definitely feel like you're a part of it, especially if you make a good play, you know, go rob somebody of a hit. Like, yeah, definitely. You turn a couple of double plays or something. You definitely feel like you're a part of the game.
Mm-hmm. Now, I got to ask about this, Jay, since it's a good moment here for a little baseball talk before we get into the 49ers.
Oh, you know, I'm always for that.
Kings talk today. Last night, I don't know if you saw it, the Dodgers fell to the Giants 8-3, I think was the final. The Giants thumped them, first win in this series. In the 8th inning, the game was already pretty much out of reach. Fly ball right center field. Just talking with Alan Stiles about this. Ramos comes over from center to right. Yastrzemski comes over from right toward center, and the ball drops in between them. The same thing happened a couple nights ago. It happened Monday night in left center with Ramos and Matos, and that ended up maybe costing them the game. Eric Miller was the pitcher on both occasions. Last night, he lost it on the mound, screaming. You could tell what he was screaming, which is basically you have to catch the ball.
Catch the D.
Yeah. So Contos was on after the game saying, you know what, the pitcher can't do that. So a lot going on there. And again, last night it didn't matter, and Robbie Ray pitched great, and they won. But A, center fielder can't do that, right? And B, is the pitcher, he can't show up his teammate, right?
Well, let's take one by one.
Uh-huh.
I'll start with the pitcher showing up his teammate. I don't know what showing up his teammate is when you're showing frustration. Like somewhere along the line in sports, it's like you can't show frustration, you know. And one of the things, and I use it as an example real fast, Whitey, is, and it's changed a lot, not a little, is in college football. Remember, there was a point in time you couldn't celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got up and just threw the ball. Anything you did that was demonstrative, you were catching a flag, good or bad. I'm not that. I play with emotion. I like to see people's passion. I like people to be themselves. I don't need to see 59 robots on the field every single time somebody take the field. So I'm good with the passion of the pitcher. At the same time, I didn't see how he,
it was
exemplified it.
It was clear he was shouting, and it was clear he was saying, you have to freaking catch that.
Well, you do.
And it was clear that it was directed. It wasn't just, I'm mad because I didn't catch it. He was mad because that guy can't catch when I'm pitching. So some people thought he should have been a little.
Yeah, but again, those are the ribbon people. Mm-hmm. Let's give everybody a ribbon because they came here. But even
Contos said it. Contos, of course, used to pitch up there.
Yeah. Said what? What did he say?
He said if the pitcher can't do that, he can't show up at teammate.
Well, what is he supposed to say? What is he supposed to say as the manager?
I think, now, did he say this or someone said, at least put your face in your glove?
Okay, that's cool.
Shout into your glove.
I got you. Or just wait till some of the other pitchers get into the dugout, walk to the locker room, throw your glove, smack a light, kick a Gatorade. Yeah, that's fine. I'm with that. I'm also with the fact of him being upset. It happens. One thing I know is this. I've always been taught this, and it doesn't work this way 100%. You don't make the same mistake twice. You did it one time, okay, it's all good, no problem. Most of the time, we're going to do it twice anyway. But you get where I'm coming from is don't be repetitive. Don't do the same thing, especially when, let me also say this. Wins and losses count towards pitchers, and we're going to forget about all of this. And at the end, when he's negotiating the contract, baseball arbitration, they know for like, well, you know what? You didn't have that many wins.
You're right.
Hall of Fame didn't have that many wins. Things like that matter.
Yeah, pardon me. But to your point, not just wins and losses, but ERA.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because if they don't touch the ball, 9 times out of 10, it's a hit.
Yeah.
We're going to give them a hit.
How does a major league center fielder let that happen twice in 3 nights?
You play for the Giants, man. You're just not getting it done.
You know what it was like? It was like watching a junior high volleyball match. where it happens all the time. I don't know how much volleyball you've watched.
My daughter just played junior high volleyball these last 2 years.
I'm guessing it happened in some of the matches you watched where a ball comes over and two players come over and they kind of look at each other and then boop, point. It's like, oh, I thought you were going to get it. That can't happen in the major league outfield when your center fielder is involved.
But it happens. There are people
twice in 3 nights.
Well, that's a little different. That's why I say you don't make the same mistake twice, but it definitely happens. These guys are human beings, man. Like, what are these? Again, are these cats supposed to be robots, Whitey?
No, but at the major league level, A, center fielder's supposed to make the play. You call it, you get it. It's yours.
That's little league level.
If it does happen, it can't happen again 2 nights later.
Agreed. I'm with you, especially to the same pitcher. I totally understand. It happens, though. That's the point. These are people that I get it. They're professionals. People mess up on their job all the time. I just messed up here yesterday. It happens.
Oh, nobody noticed that.
Yeah, but I did. You know what I mean? You did. So that's the point. We all make mistakes. I get it. Sometimes it's unexcusable. Sometimes, there's really no reason. There's no explanation. It happens. Now, let me kick over to Jay Baseball, I guess. Absolutely can't happen. In the same vein, right. Absolutely can't happen.
That's
true. Right? Like, no, it can't happen. I get it. You got to be a better center fielder. Mm-hmm. You also have to have better communication. This is something my wife always tells me. We got to communicate better. Okay. All right. I got you.
I'm sure it gets louder in a major league stadium than most of us would understand.
Yeah, no. As a player, you learn to deal with it. Mm-hmm. You learn to, it just becomes common area. You get it, you shrug it off, it happens, especially being a person of color. I've been called plenty of things on the baseball field. When you go visit another person's home ballpark, you're going to get called certain things that had nothing to do with anything that has to do when it comes to baseball. You just learn to kind of get over it. And it's part of, the matriculation of the day. It's what you do. And then you have the people who are fans of the other team, and they're going to say what they need to.
Yeah. And that's horrific what you're describing. But I'm also just talking about, just it being loud where, I got it. I don't know. Like last night you could see Ramos, mine. And then at the last minute, I don't know if Yastrzemski didn't hear him, but I know you said it's little league stuff.
Yeah, it is.
But, Allen played Temple. Mm-hmm. He's like, center fielder's calling for it. He got to get there and make the play. You can't, as a center fielder, call it and then back off. That's not what a center fielder does.
I get in. He's an outfielder. I'm an infielder.
Yeah, so I'm an infielder too.
I'm allowing him to get that off. But the other part of that too becomes this. You better not be running into people either, because now we're talking about big money when it comes to those things. Mm-hmm. Very rarely do you see big league guys run into each other. And it's because they have reached the top of the top for a reason, but also you ain't trying to do, we ain't bumping the knees, man. We ain't banging the kneecaps.
Right.
We're not, extremities cost when it comes to big league guys. I'm not doing that too many times. So a lot of times, at least like when I started to play higher ball, a lot of times people look at it as a business. Hey, man, I'd rather take the error. I'd rather you get the hit than me come off this field with a broken, a torn Achilles or torn meniscus. Or, nah, I'm not doing that.
Sidebar, you being an infielder, I would think you'll agree with this. Most dangerous play for an infielder. One time I was in Golden Gate Park when I was in college, and they had like a pickup softball game going. So I'm out there and I want to play.
Oh, boy.
I end up playing short. There's a little fly ball left center field, and you know where I'm going, right?
Of course.
So I'm like, I can make that play. I'm running out into shallow left center. Center fielder comes on. I didn't hear him at all. I run into him. It felt like I cracked my collarbone. And he's like, what are you doing? Like, I'm trying to catch the ball. That's the most dangerous play, right?
Yes, for an infielder.
Because you're looking backwards and you're basically running into someone and you don't even know they're there.
For me, it's the most dangerous play in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
As infielders going back and you hit your Willie McCovey, you're looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
And it depends. Of course, you're taught certain ways, but in the heat of the game, habits don't always come out because you're trying to make the play.
I can get it. I'm going to
go get it. Yeah. Right. And so definitely it's happened to me numerous times. I've had, think we knock on wood. I mean, career's over, but
Jay, that's on the outfielder. He's got to let you know he's coming.
Absolutely. It's on the outfielder. Absolutely. What do you mean? Just like it's on the right fielder to know the center fielder has the leeway. You got to give him the leeway. Mm-hmm. And if he's close and if you see him, Me personally, as an outfielder, I would, as a corner outfielder, if it's something in the gap, I'm looking. Before I even look up at the ball, I'm looking, yeah, he's got it.
Yeah.
I'd be that guy.
Right.
I'd be the guy who's like, he's not giving maximum effort as an outfielder.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Make sure you don't get a good jump, right? Because, I need a second to see if he's going to catch it.
Yeah. I'm going to see if the center fielder is the one with the wheels anyway.
Right.
Let's see him get it.
He's getting more money than I'm getting. He's center fielder. Let's see him earn his money.
That's kind of been reversed over the last 25 years. Corner outfielders get more money.
Yeah, because they hit home runs.
Yes.
Yeah. Chicks dig the long ball.
They do. Dial 9, baby. Long distance.
When we come back, how can the 49ers not be on this list? Next on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make this switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. Professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Drape's in the house. How about this, Kyle Draper, on the YouTube chat from Ward? Ward says, "Let's get Simone in Draper's chair."
She couldn't
Simone,
fill these shoes.
Any thoughts, Simone?
So Simone can fill these shoes right here. You know what I mean?
2 thumbs up from Simone.
It's like Pete Myers trying to fill in for Jordan. You know what I mean? Come on. No offense,
That's
Simone.
Cold, man. That was like the ultimate letdown in sports history.
I thought you were the LeBron of the station. Now you're the Michael Jordan, too?
Yeah, the GOAT. How about that?
Gotcha.
That we're in the greatest of all time conversation. Sorry I'm late, big fella. I heard you guys talk some baseball and all those sports that don't matter to me.
Right.
Highlight, bocce.
Drape's in here. Let's do some baseball.
Yeah, same guy talking golf as a sport.
I'm guessing you were a little late because you got everything cleaned up and shaved off. And
Nah, not at all, dude.
Okay.
This is how I woke up this morning.
Oh, okay.
I did shave a little bit, but I shaved yesterday too. No, I was speaking at the Kiwanis Club in Roseville today.
Nice.
I'm cutting them off, Whitey.
Why you cutting me off?
I'm cutting them off. You know why? Because I told my guy. This is my guy, right? Big time. I've told him on numerous occasions.
All right.
When you do these things, reach out.
Yeah.
Put a smoke signal in the air. Send a pigeon carrier. Anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you to send me a text, an email. You go old school, man. Pony Express. Whatever it is, let me know, man. Let me pull up. Let me support.
But Jay, the great
you talk now,
as
sir.
the great Lil Wayne said, real G's move in silence like lasagna. You know what I mean? I'm doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. You know what I mean? That's not for publication, not for promotion. I'm out there grinding and hustling. I don't have to put it on social media and brag about things like some other people. I just do things, and then if you find out about it, great. If not, oh well.
He's just trying to support you.
Oh.
He's just trying to.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, you got the next one.
Help
Jay,
him help you. Right,
Right.
Jay?
Especially children.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
We're all parents here.
That's true. All right.
And he knows the Quantas house has, ties to Shriners. My daughter is jumping to Shriners right now. The great people over there, Shriners.
I knew that. We talked with him, and I had talked about that before. We talked about it. Okay. My bad, Jay. My apologies.
What do you think of Jay's hat today?
I didn't even see it. Hold up.
I think it's a nice hat.
Is it a Kings hat?
No, not today. He has Kings hats. Wearing a 49er. Nice
oh
49er
my
hat.
gosh, that's a good, nice hat. Jay's going to be like Homer Simpson. That Homer Simpson meme where 1 minute he got one hat, and then come January when the Niners get eliminated, he'll come back with his A's hat on. You know what I mean? He'll come out the bushes with his A's hat.
How about my Packers? How about my Lions? Right?
Whoever's facing the Niners, except week 1 when they face the Jets. That's the one time I'll be okay with the Niners winning.
I want to see what you guys thought of this list here.
Yeah,
this is from NFL.com. Judy Batista. Which teams and fan bases most need a Super Bowl win?
Yeah.
They got 5 here. Number 1, the team you just mentioned, Jets, Jets.
I get it. The fan base needs it.
Yeah. Number 2, Detroit Lions.
For sure.
Number 3, Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
4, Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
I haven't won a championship since 1964. Number 5, Cincinnati Bengals. And that's it. Now, I disagree with a couple of the Bengals. I think their fans just know what they are now. If the team's good, they're like, "That'd be great to win a Super Bowl." But, if the team's good, we'll take that. Lions, too. I think the 49ers should be on this list.
Why?
Because if they don't win this year, all of a sudden, there's a lot of heat. Some of these teams is like, "Oh, they didn't win. Well, maybe next year." 49ers like, "Ooh, they're supposed to win this year."
Nah, I think whoever wrote that for
Judy
NFL.
Batista. Yeah.
Oh, the great Judy Batista.
Yeah.
She understands if the Niners won, they would be insufferable. Their fan base.
Maybe
so they don't need to win. They made it to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. They've made it to Super Bowls. They've made it to NFC Championship games. Those are lovable losers that are on that list.
Yeah,
Jets
I get that.
haven't won anything since Joe Namath was quarterback. Buffalo Bills, we know they haven't won. Browns. Even Cincinnati, they haven't been relevant since Ickey Woods was in the backfield. And so these are the lovable losers of the NFL.
Mm-hmm. You're right, and I get that. But again, what I'm saying is these teams, if they don't win, their fans for the most part will be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if the 49ers don't win, and you're right, if they do, there will be a lot of fans that will let Eagles fans know what happened. But if they don't, there's going to be near panic, I think, in 49er fandom, because it's like, oh, we're supposed to win. Why can't they win?
See,
they didn't win again.
I agree with you, Whitey.
Yeah.
But it will be short-lived. It'll be short-lived for an off season. And then once camp begins, here we are again. Yes, go, bang, go. What's their saying? I don't even remember. There's go Niner gang, go. Is that what it is, Jay?
True. That's what it is.
I forgot.
Bang, bang, Niners.
Okay. But Niners fans are delusional like that. Like they keep banging their head against the door because they ride this roller coaster every year. Those teams you mentioned, like you said, they know who they are. They know their expectations. If they lose, it's not the end of the world. Niners fans, they keep jumping off and then hopping back on, jumping off. It's like a roller coaster for them.
The fans of these teams, to me, that's not a roller coaster. That's like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. It's just like
you're never getting off that thing either.
Yeah, you're not really going anywhere.
Right.
But the 49ers, it's like they're every time they get to near the top, and it's more like the Tower of Terror or something. I don't know, where the bottom comes out. I don't know. I just think, we quibble over this. Bottom line to me, if the 49ers don't win this year, as we discussed a year ago, it was, they got to win this year. If they don't win this year, then they got to pay Brock Purdy.
Yep. Open up the checkbook.
I think then there's going to be a year from now, there's going to be a lot of questions and a lot of people getting very anxious.
I'm with you. But from a fan's perspective, let me ask you this. Those teams you just mentioned, Browns, Bills, Bengals, Lions, Jets, they would love to be in the 49ers predicament. They would love to have had the 49ers success over the last 5-6 years or so. And so those teams are in desperate need. The Niners, come on, man. It's like the guy with the biggest house, crying because his pool is out of service for a day or a week or anything like that. Be quiet. Enjoy your air conditioning in your 5,000 square foot mansion. That's what the Niners are.
No, because they're supposed to win. And because they have proclaimed that themselves. They have said, we are about Super Bowls, kind of like what Dallas did. And now in the last, 5 years, they've come so close. It's like, you're supposed to be about Super Bowls. You get really close, but you're something's not right here. Okay. Are you about Super Bowls or not?
I see. So should Dallas be on that list too then, right?
Maybe
they are in desperate need of one.
Yeah.
Because every year they're talking a good talk, got their chest out. We're America's team,
You're
all
right.
this.
Yes.
Jerry Jones, we're going all in. Like the amount of coverage that they receive, they're in desperate need as well. I think these franchises right here, they are, so downtrodden, if you will, that they're in need, man. They need some hope. They need a ray of sunshine, if you will.
Yeah. Bengals were just in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
It seems, I know, but it seems like.
And last year was a bad year.
Bad year with Joey B. Cody Rhodes, I'm going to call him.
So they've never won a Super Bowl. The Browns have never won a Super Bowl. The Bills have never won a Super Bowl. The Lions have never won a Super Bowl.
Exactly. Jets,
at least the Jets have won.
Was that a Super Bowl or was that a championship?
It was the first
one
they called
right?
The Super Bowl.
First one. Yeah.
Long time ago.
No, the Niners desperately need it though. I mean, because at least with those, to your point, those franchises, they have room for improvement. They can make some tweaks. If you're the Niners and you don't win it with this roster, this coaching staff, this payroll, then it's like, where do we go? What went wrong? Everything's in place. Like, what more do we need to do to get to that point? So I hear you among that respect. But from a fan's perspective, Niners fans are kind of
you don't like Niners. I mean, not individually you like them,
but as a group, because they whine, they complain. Dude, you've been in 3 NFC championship games, multiple Super Bowls over the last 5 years. Stop complaining, man.
Every fan base whines and complains.
Yeah. That's part of being a fan.
The last time you listened to WIP and all that over in Philadelphia.
Angelo Cataldi and those guys. Spike
Gargano
Eskin.
Spike Eskin. Right, man, them dudes is crying every day.
You're right. Maybe it's because I'm here, man, and I hear it from you, Jay, and Niners fans.
What about the score and ticket? The score and the ticket in Dallas? No,
Dallas,
man, them dudes are crying every day.
Yeah, I guess. It just seems like Niners fans, almost to like a Warriors fans without the W's, without the championships. It's like, if the Warriors fans are the same way. They brag, they boast, but at least they got the hardware. Niners fans, bang, bang, Niner gang. You ain't won nothing. It's been 30 years. You ain't won nothing.
Exactly. That's the point. If you look at these fan bases in terms of urgency, like are these fans panicking? Or are they feeling good? The Jets are probably always close to a red alert, right? Because they're Jets fans. It's New York. When are they going to win something? Last year they get Aaron Rodgers are so excited. He snaps his Achilles. So, yeah, I get that. They need to win. Lions fans right now, I think they're feeling pretty good, aren't they?
They should.
Yeah.
Aren't they the third choice to win the Super Bowl? I believe I'd have to look it up, but
it was Baltimore.
Is it Baltimore? And then Lions got to be right after them, right?
Yeah.
They were top five. Yeah, you got Chiefs and Niners right there, 1 and 2. But no, you're right. They should feel good. And the thing about the Lions that I got to give my guy Dan Campbell credit for. Remember, 2 years ago they finished strong, but they built on that last year. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a flash in the pan. They just got hot at the right time. They're legitimate contenders right now. So are, I think, the Buffalo Bills. People sleeping on the Bills. I still think Josh Allen, if he didn't have to run up against Patrick Mahomes every single year, it seems like, they would be in the mix for a Super Bowl as well.
Yeah, they've lost to Mahomes 3 of the last 4 seasons. I think they're getting a little anxious because they've never been.
Yep.
They've never won a Super Bowl. They've been there. And they went through a stretch, kind of almost Kings-like, 17 years without getting to the playoffs. Now they have this team, but they can't beat the Chiefs. So I'm sure they're feeling a little anxious. Browns fans, I don't know. That's such a mess there. Their team isn't bad, but with Deshaun Watson and
just they're stuck in the middle. Like they're good, but not good enough. They're not bad. They're not going to bottom out. Like they don't have any hope, right?
You know what's really bad is, as this article points it out, Judy Batista, the Ravens were the Browns, right? and then they moved. The Ravens have won 2 Super Bowls
since then, huh?
Yeah, and the Browns still have it.
Kick them while they're down, right? They're still butthurt over that. You know that, right? They're still emotional over that.
Mm-hmm. And then the Bengals fans are probably feeling halfway decent about things. They don't have a lot of faith in their ownership, which is kind of cheap.
Right. Yeah.
They love having it. We got Joe Burrow.
But they got some right. They got a great quarterback in Joe Burrow, great receiving core. At least they have some hope. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. No doubt.
I'm wondering how you're going to answer this question when we come back, Drapes. Is Brock Purdy worth $60 to $65 million a year when we come back to Sactown Sports?
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Unleash your backyard's potential with Premier Pools and Spas. As the region's top pool builder, no challenge is too difficult for us. Let us create the perfect pool for your home and your budget. Call or search Premier Pools and Spas and get started today. CSLB number 589234.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and zero down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends. Harmony, Tyler Rich, Dasha, Chelsea Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by McKee Brothers Plumbing and Rooter Incorporated and Dawson Oil Company.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
One of the reasons the 49ers are having some issues paying their players now is because A year from now is probably when they'll decide to pony up the dough for Brock Purdy. And if you listen to what the experts are saying about how much he's going to get, you might want to sit down before we get to that. That's coming up in just a moment. Drive guys here. You're going to be laughing. You're laughing already.
A little bit. Yep,
Have you seen these numbers?
I saw some numbers. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Before we get to that, though, I want you to hear this, Drapes. Maybe you've heard it already. Heard this today on Styles and Watkins. You know, Sasha came, didn't really have much of an impact here. Fans were hoping for more. Then he left. It's like, that's it, right? It's like, okay, well, thought he was going to fit in better, play better. Didn't happen. So he goes back to Olympiacos. So we have the audio. I think, Jay, this is like at the airport when he.
I'm trying to look it up real quick. It says Sasha Vezenkov arrives in a certain place. I don't know if this is the name of the area, if it's the name of the arena. I'm looking that up.
Okay. So this is his welcome when he goes back to Europe. Are you ready for this, Straight?
Yeah. I would love to hear
fans' reaction to Sasha. Pretty impressive, huh?
No wonder he went back. Like that kind of homecoming?
Yeah.
Dude, think about that. If I came back home to that, why would I ever want to leave?
That was like
seriously.
Boomba.
Yes. And that's the difference, man. That's the difference between NBA and Europe. Sasha is a god over there. Here he's what? 8th man, 9th man, something like that.
So that's him arriving back in the city of Olympiacos, which is, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Piraeus.
Yeah.
Okay. In Greece, so that's
in Greece,
right?
In Greece, in Greece.
Oh my!
And did you see the contract he signed?
No.
5 years, $18 million over there.
Huh?
So less money over there versus his 3-year, $20 million, average annual salary, but the respect.
Wow.
The way you're viewed, the way you're treated over there. Sasha probably doesn't have to spend a dime. Free housing, probably cars, like whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Here, he's a role player at best.
As I say, I turned on Styles and Watkins, and they were in the middle of that sound, and I didn't know what it was at first. Then they explained what it was. I couldn't believe it.
Yes.
I couldn't believe
He's
it.
a god.
Sasha,
You're like, this guy for that guy?
I mean, nothing against him,
but based on what he did in the NBA,
yeah.
And that signals to me when you look at the full court press that the Kings put on to get him. This guy was the man in Europe. Like, this was the dude. And so it's understandable. It's heartbreaking that it didn't work out here. This guy is the dude here in Europe, but over here can't get off the bench. A DMP CD. The ball was dropped when it came to Sasha.
The first sign that this might not be a good fit was when he didn't want to do the rookie stuff. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah,
that rookie hazing kind of stuff. And
you know how they cheer for me in Greece? Do you know how respected I am? I'm not a rookie. I'm not, I don't know. But maybe that was the beginning of him realizing, hey, wait a minute. They're going to make me earn my way here. I've already earned a spot here.
And I don't think anybody really knew just how big he was over there. Like, hearing that, he's definitely bigger than we expected. I mean, the way they welcomed him home.
Fellas, they've got the fires lit. Everything is going on.
Video? You got the video?
Yeah, I got the video.
Send that to me, man. Send that. Yeah, I got to see that for myself.
Well, good for him. I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm not hating on him. Good for him, right? Yeah. I get it.
Eye-opening. Like, whoa.
Damn, Sasha is the man out there in Europe. I get it, man. I get it. Why come over here, even though our travel and, accommodations are great and everything, but you over there, you have anything you want. You're a king. Sort of like to a different extent. Remember when Stephon Marbury left the NBA
China
and went to China.
Built a statue of him.
Yeah, he became a god over there.
They had like a play that was about him.
Yes.
Stage play.
Exactly. And he's like, why would I ever come back? This is, I'm the man out here. And so he got 1 billion people out there in China cheering for him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
My read on it could be wrong, but my read is the Kings came to Sasha, said, you're not really in our plans. And that's when he decided, well, I'm not sticking around for that then.
Yeah.
Maybe he told them, but he didn't have the leverage. I think they said, look, we got to do some things. We need free up some money. Yep. We need your slot, just so you know.
I think ultimately it's going to work out for everybody. Sasha's going to be happy. Had a stint in the NBA, didn't go how he wanted, but he gets to go home and get paid and get all that adulation and adoration. And the Kings, it helped us get DeMar DeRozan. That move helped free up some money to get DeMar DeRozan. So ultimately, it's going to work out for everybody. It was just a little painful getting through it.
Speaking of getting paid, this is from Bill Barnwell, ESPN.com. Interesting piece looking at the 49ers and their financial concerns and the crunch coming up. What would Purdy's contract extension look like? Bill Barnwell says, probably larger than you think or 49er fans care to imagine. Right now, the top of the market for quarterback coming off his third season, 5 years, $275 million by Trevor Lawrence in June. Purdy's been more productive. Anyway, he says if he continues this level of play, my best estimate is that a Purdy deal would come in around 5 years and $325 million for an average of $65 million per season. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, go to
Brock
Jay
Purdy,
first.
65, average of $65 million per season. Now, he says it's always possible the quarterback could take some semblance of a reduced salary to try to make life easier for his team. But after making just $2.6 million over the first 3 years of his existing deal, I'm not sure why he would be willing to cut the 49ers any slack.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
I mean,
I do need it. But hold on, before Jay, I'm gonna call you out, Jay.
Yeah,
these next 2 minutes will show me a lot about you right now, big fella.
That's all good.
We're talking about Brock Purdy.
Ain't no smoke here.
$60-something million.
Let me tell you, baby.
How do you feel about that, Jay?
There's no R on my dashboard.
Keep it real here.
Let me tell you, there's not a quarterback on earth worth $300-some million. That's first and foremost. You only worth what a person to pay you, and I get that. I understand the NFL. Every year, it's that person's time. That quarterback, it's your turn. And
Jordan
every
Love
year,
is about to your point.
Jordan Love's about to get
$250,
$250,
which is crazy.
He's not worth it.
He's not worth that.
He's
right?
only played 6 games when it's really all said and done. The way I look at it, it's like he's only played a season. No way Brock Purdy is worth 3 and some change, $60 million a year. And if that detours you from getting a Brandon Ayuk, keeping a Debo Samuel, George Kittle, whoever you might want to sign, that's a problem. I think Drapes is going the way I'm going is this. I understand the NFL and the way it operates, and I know it's the next man up. It's your turn. But there has to be a cap to this, first of all. Second of all, I can't see Brock Purdy becoming the highest paid quarterback because he's coming from so far down the bottom of the rung. Like he can't be, you get to get a Buick because you're the last person picked. And all of a sudden now, and $78,000 was your signing bonus. And now we're going to give you $300. I'm not counting his pockets. Yeah. I'm just saying he's got to fall under the threshold of a number 1 pick getting $250. Give him $249. If the next person up is $325, then you got to give him $299. I just can't see him becoming the highest paid guy until you win a Super Bowl too.
Mm-hmm. Well, things don't, as you said, they don't level off. There's no quarterbacks are paid this much. It's always going up. Always, always, always. You
about
made
the
that
timing,
point.
right?
Yeah. So also he was making so little, I should say.
Little.
He hadn't even made $1 million a year. So was that 2.6 over?
Yeah.
Total his first 3 years. So there's a ton of new money being injected into his next contract, but he's good enough to be considered a top line quarterback right now, no matter where he was drafted. And then someone will top him. And that's what it costs. And that's why the 49ers, I'm sure they're already taking all that into account with some of the decisions they're making now.
Brock Purdy is the luckiest man alive.
Maybe.
First of all, he's Mr. Irrelevant. Then he goes to the Niners. And the guy ahead of him is Trey Lance, who has proven, in my opinion, not to be a starting quarterback yet. And so he sort of, because all of the options failed, Jimmy G, Trey Lance, all right, let's give Brock Purdy. And then you put him in the greatest offense of talent maybe ever assembled in terms of the weapons. This is rivaling the mid-90s Cowboys with Emmett and Michael Irvin and those guys.
And a great offensive line.
And a great offensive line, a Hall of Famer anchoring your blind side. And throw this in there, Whitey, when you look at it, they actually made the trade to get your binky, your security blanket, CMC. Look when Brock Purdy took over at quarterback, and look when CMC came. The world aligned perfectly for Brock Purdy. Should he get paid that money? Does he deserve that money? I'm not going to say he doesn't, because my boy Jaylen Brown got the $300 million deal in the NBA, but he lived up to it. Now, if you're Brock Purdy and you get that kind of contract, you talk about pressure, you talk about expectations. No, big fella, you got to lead your team to the Super Bowl. You can't be the reason, not saying he was, but you can't be the reason your team is not winning championships.
Compio says Purdy almost outdueled Mahomes in last year's Super Bowl. Shanahan got in the way of Purdy in the Super Bowl.
No, you can't just say that, Compio. Give me examples. Give me exhibit A, B, and C.
And he says a top quarterback should get paid. I agree with that completely. The amounts that any of the pro athletes are getting, it seems ridiculous, but that's what they get. So if it's Brock Purdy's time and he's as effective as he's been, that's what he's worth. That's what you pay him.
I want to open up the phone lines because I want to hear from people, Niners fans, not Niners fans, 916-339-1140. Should Brock Purdy be? What was the average annual value on that?
This is an estimate. But yeah, it was, let's see here.
60-something
million a year.
Come on, man. Should Brock Purdy be a $65 million a year man? And I got to think Niners fans will say yes. People who aren't Niners fans will say no.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to stand for that. Don't do that to us, Niners.
Purdy would come
in.
Don't
let him off the hook like that.
I was trying to find this. I didn't even hear he said. 5 years, $325, an average of $65 million per season.
Someone's going to get it, though.
Exactly.
And it's because it's the next – look, Jared Goff played well last year. He's been okay, I guess most people would say. He's serviceable. No one considers Jared Goff to be great. Do you guys consider?
No.
Really he just got $200 and some plus million. Jordan Love has played one season.
Jordan Love on the verge. Oh, no, we got to take a break. Right after this, we will. Jordan Love on the verge of inking a massive extension. Prescott and the Cowboys could find common ground on an extension. It would be a surprise, says Barnwell, if one or both of those passers didn't break the latest threshold and make $60 million per year on their new contracts. Jordan Love, Dak Prescott. $60 million.
We can have that conversation about Jordan Love. We can have the conversation about Dak Prescott. They don't deserve it either. But Jordan Love is about to get that?
Yes.
What he had, 6 games like Jay said?
Yeah.
He got hot at the right time? It's the economics. I will say this, and I know we got to get to break. The players, if the players are getting this much, how much are the owners getting? I'm not against a player getting paid as much as possible because if the owners couldn't afford it, they wouldn't pay it. It's just the market value. But Brock Purdy?
Yeah.
Not even a top 10 quarterback in the league.
What does this mean for the Niners? Like him or not, here's where Kyle Shanahan has fallen short with the Niners and how it relates to all this next on Sactown Sports.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever.
Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Hey, get ready to rock, groove, and have a blast with the Sactown Sports live events calendar. We've got an unbeatable lineup of shows that you won't want to miss. It's Brett Young and Chase Rice at Thunder Valley on August 3rd. Plus, Jason Mraz and the Super Band will be rocking Thunder Valley on August 9th. Then head out of the heat to higher elevation for the Truckee Music Festival on August 9th and 10th, featuring Kip Moore and Sublime. And here's your Live Nation lineup. On August 4th, don't miss the Outlaw Music Festival at Toyota Amphitheater, featuring Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. On August 15th, catch Donnie Osmond at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Then, on August 22nd, Creed Fisher takes the stage at Ace of Spades. And on September 10th, enjoy the timeless sounds of the Doobie Brothers at Toyota Amphitheater. Rounding out this rockin' lineup is the Lodi Grape Festival from September 12th through the 15th, featuring Joe Nichols and Smash Mouth. For information and tickets, visit grapefestival.com. And then stay tuned to Sactown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, tell me what's happening for Chrysler's Make This the Summer Sales event.
Everywhere you go, things are getting more expensive. But at Hoblet, we're working to save you as much as we can, which is why right now you can save up to $15,500 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn or Laramie Hemi 4x4s. And we figured why not include no payments for 90 days.
You guys are going all out this month, aren't you?
From the time my grandfather opened the first Hoblet dealership back in 1949, one thing we've strived for is to treat you like family. That's why you'll find the big city selection and savings with over 400 Rams available, but the small town care and attention when you buy from Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$15,500 total net savings on select new 2024 Ram 1500s after $8,500 factory rebates and $7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include $2,000 Chrysler Captor bonus cash. Must finance with Chrysler Captor qualify. And $500 first responder cash for current members of the eligible First Responder Association. At least 5 of this net savings. Sample VIN 190060. See dealer for details.
You did it, Boston. The Celtics are NBA champions. It's time to come together and celebrate in style. Go to NBAstore.com right now to get all your championship gear. The official locker room collection with t-shirts for the whole crew. The official locker room hat and everything you need to celebrate the Larry O'Brien Championship Trophy. Celtics fans, it's your time, so get your gear. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience. Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
As you know, the 49ers with camp opening this week, they've got some financial issues to sort out. Brandon Ayuk, a hold in. Trent Williams is not there, and he's looking for a restructured deal. So we looked ahead to what the 49ers are facing next year with Brock Purdy potentially and how that could be impacting all this. Drape's not having Brock Purdy at $65 million a year. He's not having it.
Let me turn on my mic here. What do you mean I'm not having it? I mean,
you said you're just.
It'd be hard for me to swallow. And I'll be honest with you. And I know we're going to get to some YouTube comments and text line comments. Brock Purdy might be the kind of dude that you can lowball. You know what I mean?
No. Say it right.
Keep it real.
Say it right. He's the type of guy that might be a team player.
I'm just saying, Brock's just happy to be there. He's just thankful for the opportunity.
Trophy, huh?
He's just thankful for the opportunity. They give him $40 million a year or something like that. He'd be happy. Come on.
The 49ers already have major commitments, according to ESPN, coming due over the next 2 years. So they have more than $319 million in cash going to the 2024 roster. That's the fourth highest total of any team. Next year, they're projected to pay out more than $230 million, fifth highest mark in the league. They have more than $30 million in present-day cap space they can roll over to next year if unused. They still, though, need to work on new contracts for a trio of young stars in Ayuk, Talanoa Hufanga, Dre Greenlaw, all three unrestricted free agents after the season.
So they're going to have to pay a number of key players.
So that's what they're trying to figure out here.
It ain't
Who do we
that
pay
bad.
and how
No,
much?
what do you mean ain't that bad?
Because Huff and Greenlaw ain't get, man, linebackers and safeties ain't getting big.
Hey,
money, man. Come on, stop all
what
that.
about my boy Ayuk, though?
He might be a casualty, casualty.
All right.
We'll send him on over to Philly. Well, y'all pay y'all wide receivers $90 million.
Exactly. We take care of our guy.
And
But here's the thing, though. And I think Barnwell mentioned this in the article. Or it might have been you, Whitey. If you're Brock Purdy, are you willing to take less to keep an Ayuk or a Greenlaw, whoever it may be? You know what? I don't need the full $65 million per, guys. Give me 60 or whatever it'll take. If you're Brock Purdy, are you making that kind of good faith effort to keep your boys around and keep your guys happy? Because we've seen quarterback. I mean, Tom Brady historically was underpaid every year. Not just his rookie contract. Like Tom Brady routinely took less and was never until the very end one of the top paid quarterbacks to keep his guys around.
This gets a little wonky, but it's definitely pertinent to the conversation. The cap has risen an average of just under 12% per year over the last 3 years. So if you pencil that in as expected as a rise for next year, it would jump to $255.4 million. From that all the way to north of $286 million. So that creates more space for the Niners to work with, but it also encourages him to land a larger contract to keep in line with the actual value of other contracts.
Exactly. He knows the cap numbers as well.
But what'd you say? You're going to lowball?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Purdy, like I said.
Well, you're making $900,000. We'll double that for you, Brock.
Purdy's the leave it to Beaver of the NFL. Golly gee, thanks, guys. He'll take it. It's think about this though, Whitey, and I got to look at the market and see who's up next year or is Brock Purdy. Are we really comfortable with him being the highest paid player in the NFL?
Yes, because that's what happens. The same thing happened with Jay. You remember Derek Carr when Derek Carr was the highest paid player in the NFL. It's like that doesn't seem right, but I get it. It won't last long.
It reshuffles.
Yes.
I mean, Jalen Hurts has been that guy. Derek Carr has been that guy. Trevor Lawrence has been that. Joe Burrow's been that guy. It just Pat Mahomes. It continues. And the one thing about the quarterback, Aaron Rodgers was that guy. It continues every single year. It's like a hamster wheel. But I am with Drapes on this. I gotta be honest.
It's hard to wrap your head around, right, man. Jay?
Because you have to bring hardware home, first of all. And unfortunately, Purdy is always going, unless he wins one or, he continues to be Pro Bowl and all pro for the next 5 years to where it's like, okay, this is habitual. He still is kind of like, I don't know if he can really take us to the Super Bowl, And so I'm with Drapes. And he's way in the back. Fellas.
But that doesn't matter.
It does though. But it doesn't matter where you start.
No, it's what you're doing because you're paid. So you're going to get paid next year, not on where you were drafted, but on what you've done.
You go from $1 million to $65 million. That's unprecedented.
Yes,
that's like hitting the lottery.
Yes,
that literally is like cashing the lottery ticket. Broke one day, $65 million man the next day.
I know that's not his fault.
I just think he's going to fall under. Like Jared Goff got paid, but he didn't get the highest. Like that's for me. I'm with Drapes. I think he gets paid. He's going to get the 250 or the 280 or whatever, by that next year, the cap CBA rolls around. Yeah. I just can't see him being like, if Dak resets the structure and then like Drake said, whoever comes up next year and they get 320, like to me, Purdy's going to get 300. He's going to get 310. He's not going to be the highest pay. I just can't see it, Whitey.
I know. CK916. I agree with CK916 who says Niners Lynch cannot afford to let Brock walk and whiff on another quarterback in the draft after the huge swing and miss with Lance. SF has no option but to pay the man.
But will Brock, to Jay's point, demand the max that he can get? Will he play hardball as a businessman? If I'm John Lynch, I'm not writing a blank check. I'm not giving him. I'm coming in, like Jay said, just a little bit lower. And now, if you don't want that, okay, then we got some negotiations. I'm not just handing over the max to Brock Purdy.
But the thing is, based on what Barnwell says, if you have, say, within the next few weeks, you got Dak and Love, and they're making 60, then you fast forward a year to when Brock's deal will come up. 60 at that point will be that, I'm doing the team a solid. I only want $60 million a year.
Is Brock on the same level as Dak? I'm not arguing this. I'm just asking.
Think so, based on accomplishment. And it's also like, it doesn't matter. It's when your contract comes due. It's the timing of it. That's what I'm saying. 60 will be, hey, I want to do you guys a favor.
And let's keep it real, too. They owe Brock some money. And I know the contract is what it is, but they do owe Brock. Brock making $1 million has allowed them to do so many other things and keep them in Super Bowl contention. So they owe him. And if I'm Brock and I'm his representative, I'm like, bro, he was underpaid last 2 seasons. It's time to make good now.
You know the problem for the Niners, we talked yesterday about Shanahan. What's the issue? Your team has done a great job of drafting so well that they can pay their guys. And the 49ers, since Shanahan has been there, they have not drafted. Yeah. So you don't have all of them. Now, Purdy obviously was a great pick, but they've whiffed. And
where's the young guys coming up?
Yes.
Maybe Ricky P will turn into something. Tricky Ricky, as Jay calls him. But how about this from Matthew Henson? If I'm Purdy, I ask for $40-ish million a year to give them. No way, right?
No.
That's underpaid.
If you want to play in the Arena League or something.
Right. No way. You want to go play in the mall that they just played in last weekend? Yeah, no way.
Did they ever actually play that game?
Yes. You didn't see it? It was in New Jersey in the mall.
I thought they were supposed to play in the mall, but then security wouldn't let them in the building or
something.
No,
they played.
Really?
Yeah, they played.
All right. When we come back, Ross Tucker is going to join us, former NFL player.
Yeah, he's at 315. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Then we will continue the conversation. Pardon me. I'm just so excited about Ross Tucker joining us. The 49ers, where do they go from here? Tell you how they could solve the Trent Williams situation, but it'd be a little dicey next on Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Big O Tires proudly sells our own brand of innovative, newly designed tires, like the Bigfoot AT2 with improved all-terrain traction, and the Legacy All-Season Plus that keeps you on the road in any weather, with every set backed by our Protect Plus warranty.
And right now, get $80 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Big O brand tires with installation purchase. Now through July 28th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. No carry-outs, not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for details.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kyle Draper. Equip your staff with top-notch uniforms, professionally cleaned and delivered weekly to your workplace by Alsco Uniforms, proud sponsors of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. Our services include uniforms, towels, floor mats, mops, first aid supplies, and restroom essentials to uphold cleanliness and safety standards in your business. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, visit alsco.com.
Maida Chevy saves you $12,000 off MSRP on every new half-ton Silverado LT Turbo Max. In stock after rebates. Always 5 to choose from.
Exclusive. All in-stock pricing at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details. 773124.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
HTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Being the financial geniuses that we are, we're trying to figure out how the 49ers wiggle their way through this current crunch, especially given the fact that they are probably going to have to pay Brock Purdy a year from now, something like maybe $60 to $65 million a year, because that's going to be the going rate. That's when he'll be first eligible for an extension. I think you guys pointed out yesterday, well, they have him for 2 more years, but next year is when it's going to come to a head. Like,
right,
okay,
that's when
time for my new contract.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we're thinking, this might be the final run for some of these guys in San Francisco, because you mentioned some of the defensive players they got to sign, and then Brock Purdy at $60 million. I just can't see it.
Fellas, do you dare franchise? And this might direct us into a whole nother conversation, but would you dare franchise tag Brock Purdy?
No, I think it's just, for lack of a better term, the etiquette is so bad that no one's going to want to play for you if you do something like that, right? I think they want him. They want him to be happy, and they want to keep him around, and they don't want it to get to that point. They don't want any acrimony.
Why do you think that'll be, raise eyebrows just because it doesn't happen with QBs? Or you're doing it with Ayuk maybe next year?
Maybe yeah, you're right. That's not a quarterback.
Is it quarterbacks usually don't get?
And I know we quibble about Brock, how good he is. He's been really good, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're going to do that, you have a quarterback that's paid for so little and taking you to at least one Super Bowl, and then, we're going to tag you. You lose all credibility going forward.
$38 million is the franchise tag currently for quarterbacks.
I mean, how do you think that would look? As you pointed out, we're going to pay a $900 and something thousand a year for your first few years, and then we're going to tag you.
It may look bad in the eyes of players, but for fans, $38 million ain't nothing to sneeze at. It's like, dude, you're crying about $38 million?
What do we say? That's Arena League. Right? Matthew Henson says 40 mil.
40 millish. Yeah, 38. I think, to Jay's point, he'll land somewhere in the 50s. Take a little less. Don't take the full max, not the full 65. Take a little less. Give some back. Help the team sign some other guys.
The other thing is we get caught up on the dollar value. What really matters is how many years,
guaranteed,
how much guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like the Raider deal, I think, the Raiders had a escape hatch built into that deal with Derek Carr. And they got out of it as soon as they could. At the time, he's the highest paid quarterback. Right. Yeah, and in a few years, it's like, see you later. Thanks for everything.
I'm looking at Joe Burrow's guarantee is $219. Trevor Lawrence, who you brought up earlier, $200 million guarantee. After that, Jared Goff, we talked about that, $170 million. The one that everybody's talking, the Deshaun Watson one, $230. If you're Brock, you got to get more than that guaranteed, right?
Yeah. Deshaun Watson's deal is terrible. I think it's like terrible. 5 years guaranteed or something.
Yeah.
They don't have an escape hatch built in.
Right. That. Well, the total value, damn, the whole thing is guaranteed, huh? Total value is $230 and it's fully guaranteed. Yeah,
which will never happen again.
Jeez. Yeah, that'll never happen again. Mm-hmm. What did Lamar get? He got $260 total value, $185 total guaranteed, $135 fully guaranteed, and a 2028 void option in there.
Yeah, he really pushed it last year.
Remember,
he was going for a full guarantee. The NFL obviously is like, no, we don't want to start doing that. Yeah. What do you think we are, baseball or basketball? We're football. 49ers, by the way, they picked up some receiver depth today, but, they're down some receivers, and you don't have Ayuk practicing. So Malik Turner, a 1-year deal. He last played for the Niners in 2022, appearing in 3 games. And as far as Trent Williams, it's interesting. There's not a lot we're hearing about this, is there? Other than we thought it might happen.
Right.
Okay, but what's the deal? What is Trent's side saying? They're not saying nothing.
Yeah, they're not saying nothing. And the Niners placed Trent on the reserve, did not report list. I think because, and it almost was like this a little bit with Bosa, I think people realize it'll get done. Like, Trent's not going to hold. Well, if I'm Trent and I don't have any guarantees, I might play the long game. You know, and you're a veteran. Maybe you don't need that training camp time. About to be, 36 or whatever it is he just turned. And so if I'm Trent, I'm slow playing this.
Here's some information from, I believe this is The Athletic. So Williams, no guaranteed money left on the 6-year deal he signed in 2021. And that way his contract and the situation is very similar to CMC before he restructured his deal with an extension this offseason. So the 49ers were able to work things out with McCaffrey, kind of a win-win, since they were able, to reduce his cap hit thanks to the fact that guaranteed bonus money is prorated into the future against the cap, blah, 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 blah. So they might be able to do the same type of thing with Trent Williams. Where it gets dicey is you're 36. We don't want to guarantee a lot of your money going forward because we don't know how long you're going to last.
Exactly. And, you know, at that age, at that stage in your career, it doesn't make sense to give a guy a big time guarantee.
Yes, as it says here, you must be prudent with your allocation of guaranteed money.
Right, exactly.
He's got 3 more years, none of them guaranteed, none of it.
And he's making an average of $23 million. Penei Sewell at $28 million average. And so if I'm Trent, I don't get the guarantees. My average annual value is, and I'm the best offensive lineman maybe ever.
So you see where if you're the 49ers, all of a sudden it's like, all right, well, we should pay him. Oh, we got to pay Ayuk. Okay. And then don't forget about Brock next year. Well, we can't pay everybody because they didn't draft as well as your team did.
Say that again? Huh? I missed. What did you say?
I've already said it twice. I'm not going to say it again.
You're surprising me with this. No, you're right. They don't have any young up and comers filling those spots or anything like that. And I'm looking at SI.com, and the question is, will they make Williams the highest paid offensive lineman in the league? This is Grant Cohn. So take this however you will. I'm just putting that out there.
I think you like the 49ers more than he does.
He says they shouldn't because of his age and the fact that he missed a few games every season, but they probably will because they're desperate to return to the Super Bowl, and they can't do it without Williams.
Are they a Super Bowl contender without him?
No.
Is he their most indispensable player?
Correct, yes.
I think he is.
Yeah, I think so, without a doubt. Without a doubt. It all – the run game, the pass protection, everything falls apart without Trent Williams. So he has the leverage, and I get it. He's 36. You know what he is? He's the DeMar DeRozan of the NFL. He's still very capable and still very good.
Except he didn't lead the league in minutes last year.
That's true. Yeah, he was banged up. He's starting to show some wear and tear, signs of his age. You got to pay him, though. You got to. I don't know if you pay him $28 million or anything like that. Maybe you, just guarantee 25.
Sounds like you might have to pay him what he wants.
Right. Oh, man. And I got to imagine, too, to your point, and we talked a little bit about this yesterday, you paid CMC, indispensable. You need him. You got to pay Trent Williams, indispensable. You need him. Brandon Ayuk. Sorry.
Exactly.
You're not in the same category as those guys.
Right.
You aren't those guys.
You're excellent.
Right.
Indispensable?
Right.
Probably not.
Right.
We'll find out, right?
Yeah, we gotta ask Ross Tucker about that too. Former player. He knows the ins and outs of things. Trent has all the leverage though in this.
Fellas,
go ahead.
Fellas, and correct me if I'm wrong here. I've tried to look at the contract a few times. Trent is on the books for a cap hit of $31 million. Cash wise, he's supposed to get $20 million. So it's not guaranteed, but if he plays, it's 20. If he's asking for 28, and I'm not, I'm not counting the York's pockets or anything else. I mean, we're only talking about a difference of probably $5 to $7 million. Like, that's not the biggest deal.
Yeah,
it's more or less to say I'm guaranteed to get it compared to me playing 12 games and gonna get it. Like, I don't think this is that big of a deal.
You wouldn't think so, but it's not a big deal here, not a big deal here, not a big deal here. And all of a sudden, you add it up.
It is a big deal.
Yeah. And by the way, and I think you talked about this yesterday, Jay, with Ayuk, but Trent Williams is subject to $50,000 daily fines for missing camp, and the 49ers, by rule of the CBA, cannot forgive those fines.
Right. Cannot forgive. Really? Interesting.
You know they're going to forgive you. Come on, man. People
They can't. By rule, it's a rule.
Teams get away
But
with it all the time.
Did
they forgive Bosa or no? I don't remember.
He was on his rookie deal.
Oh.
So it's different.
Oh, it's different.
People do it all the time. People do it all the time.
Oh, you can
don't worry about it. We'll pad your stats on the back end. No, we'll take care of this.
Yeah,
take care of
people.
People
Okay,
do it
you're
all
going
the
to pay me this much. And by the way, I need, let's see, how many days was that out? $50,000 a day. I need that much in addition. You pay me that much too? All right.
All right. It covers it. Yeah.
Ayuk's in a tough spot.
He's
Trent Williams is not.
Right. There's a difference. There's
Also,
levels to it.
Don't you think if you're 36 and you're a left tackle, you probably could go, you know what? If I don't have to do this anymore, I'm okay.
Right. At this stage of his career,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm okay with walking away. No, you're right. You're right.
Ross Tucker, former offensive lineman. What does he think of the Trent Williams situation? Ross Tucker joins us next on Sactown Sports. Don't miss it.
Imagine the most beautiful panoramic setting, endless waves crashing on a beach, kids playing in the park. Now, right smack in the middle of your perfect picture, imagine just one piece of litter. It doesn't fit, does it? And it simply doesn't belong anywhere, certainly not in California, not even one piece. Good news, if we work together, we will change it all. Clean California, zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Hey everybody, it's Kyle Draper here to remind you that the famous Bay Area pizza company Amici's East Coast Pizzeria has just opened its first location in Sacramento, offering takeout and delivery to the greater Sacramento area. Visit Amici's.com and click on the Sacramento banner for their menu and to order. And as a special deal all this week, enter promo code SAC20 at checkout to receive 20% off your entire order. So when you want to enjoy great pizza with family and friends this week, use promo code SAC20 at Amici's.com and Amici's delivers.
Sacramento, Dirks Bentley is coming to town. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends. Harmony, Tyler Rich, Dasha, Chelsea Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPfest.com. Brought to you by McKee Brothers Plumbing and Rooter Incorporated and Dawson Oil Company.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crab. I went to the Good Feet store, and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and zero down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman of the KCRA3 Weather Center. Noticeably cooler weather for Friday. Temperatures start in the 60s. We'll feel the breeze through the day, too. That'll keep afternoon temperatures in the low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
It's a drive, guys, and our next guest here, former NFL player, CBS NFL analyst Ross Tucker, host of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. You can check him out on social media at Ross Tucker NFL. Ross Tucker, it's Whitey Gleason and Kyle Draper. How are you today, sir?
Wow, it's great to hear your guys' voice. Great to talk with you guys. Feels like it's been a while. Thanks for having me.
Yes, it has. What's up, Big Ross? How you doing, man? It's Drapes.
Oh man, I'm doing awesome. You know, I got 2 more weekends before the grind starts. I do the Eagles preseason games, so I have 2 more totally free weekends, and then I'm on my grind till the Super Bowl. But that's okay. My grind is going to football games and talking about them.
Ross, of course, you know he's a big sausage McMuffin with egg guy. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I do like sausage McMuffin.
It's the best.
Yeah,
those
are pretty good.
We used to do a show with Ross, and every week he would give out his sausage McMuffin with egg player of the week.
I like that. I like that. Okay.
So Trent Williams, Ross, the 49ers now got a contract deal going on with him. You haven't played. What makes him so good, and would the 49ers be an actual Super Bowl contender without him?
Well, he's a rare athlete. It goes back to when he was coming out of Oklahoma, and his physical testing numbers, like in the 40 and the agility, are just sort of unheard of for a guy his size, or at least very rare. You guys have been fortunate there because Joe Staley was a freak athlete as well. I would also say, a big thing for Trent is he's not just a physical marvel. He backs that up with being a technician. And I think the thing that might separate him as much as anything else is his confidence. He plays very, very confidently, and, it shows, right? I mean, he's a difference-making player in the run game with some of the blocks that he's able to make that other guys at his position are not, whether it's a backside cutoff, pulling on the front side, and then he's a very good pass protector as well. It's interesting because there's a long track record or history of the Shanahan offense feeling like they can get by with average offensive linemen at the other spots, but not at left tackle. They've always felt like they really need a very high-end player there, and they've been able to get that guy a lot. You go back to Gary Zimmerman and, Tony Jones in Denver, that they've always sort of made sure they had a physical phenom at that left tackle spot.
Hey, Ross, we were looking at Trent's contract, and I think he's 3 years, 0 guarantees left on his deal. Did that surprise you? I don't want to throw anybody under the bus or, talk about his agent or anything, but when I saw that, I was shocked by that. What did you make of his contract and the fact that there's no guarantees left on there?
Didn't think much of it. He got a deal early, when he still had a year or 2 left on the last one. And so you're not going to see many, if any, offensive line contracts with guarantees into the 3rd year. So he got a really nice bump, pay raise, and he got guarantees those couple years. And so, what he kind of gave up in exchange for that was the guaranteed money in these last 3 years.
Yeah.
But this could very possibly have been the strategy all along, right? I mean, not having any guaranteed money is only a problem if you're not willing to, first of all, if you don't still play at a high level, and secondly, if you're not willing to fight for your right for guaranteed money, so to speak, right? So, he's made so much money, and he knows the Niners need him. So I think he feels very comfortable with sitting out, knowing they will make some sort of an adjustment to get the money he deserves or the guaranteed money that he wants. So, it's only a problem if you're not willing to do what it takes to get the next contract. And he has a lot of leverage in the sense that he has shown previously he's willing to sit out games on principle. And, the Niners know that. And so they'll be able to come to some sort of happy medium, I would imagine. What I don't understand, and I never will, is why any of these guys hold out of training camp and give back $50,000 a day. I mean, I don't know. I guess I saw a quote from Kyle Shanahan about Ayuk having a sore neck and sore back. I would think that Trent Williams would be more likely to go that route, my neck, my back, and not have to.
Don't finish that lyric, Ross. Don't finish that lyric.
No, I know. My only rule for my 7 years as a journeyman player that made the minimum 5 of my 7 years is I'm giving nothing back to the team ever. like never, ever am I giving them $1 back. Absolutely not.
Yeah, Ross Tucker with us. You can follow him on social media at Ross Tucker NFL. There used to be a thing called a trash compactor, and now the 49ers they're in a cash compactor where they've got the walls are closing in because you got to pay Ayuk, you want to pay Trent Williams, and then you got Brock Purdy's deal coming up here where next year you may be looking what you're going to have to pay him. Long story short, Ross, I'm just wondering, I know you probably talked about this till you're sick of it. Are you a Brock Purdy guy?
I am a Brock Purdy guy. And let me just say this, too. I would be very surprised if Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams don't play, barring injury, of course, in every game for the San Francisco 49ers this year. Right? I mean, this is what we talk about in July. I don't even know if it's considered late July yet. But when it gets time to where these teams feel like, okay, we need these guys in, we need them ready to go, they'll figure it out. I'm not really worried about it. It's good talk radio fodder now, and it'll be interesting to see how they resolve it. But I would suspect that these guys are going to play in every game for the Niners this year. I am definitely a Brock Purdy guy.
Nice.
It's so funny to hear people act like, anybody can do this in this system, because my retort to that would be, well, if that's the case, then why didn't Trey Lance do it? They gave up a lot for Trey Lance. He's significantly more physically gifted than Brock. If it's that easy to just run or operate Kyle's offense, why didn't Trey do it? And the answer is because he couldn't, not to the level that Purdy does. What's happened because of social media is we've become such a highlight-driven culture that a quarterback just throwing the ball on time to the right guy in the right place, nobody is wowed by that. That doesn't go viral, and nobody really thinks that, it's all that impressive, right? And so people like Tom Brady ran it. I mean, there's people that still think Tom Brady is like a system quarterback just because, he doesn't do anything like Mahomes or Josh Allen or any of these guys, right? So, that's kind of where Purdy, I'm not saying Purdy is Tom Brady. I'm just saying he falls into the category of there will always be people that will be skeptical of him, especially until he wins a championship, because he doesn't do anything in their mind that's visually impressive. And we're such a visual society now, that like people don't realize how impressive it is. Nobody ever said, holy crap, did you see that 7-yard pass from Brady to Welker? Nobody ever said that. But when you do that over and over and over again, right guy, right time, right place against the right defense, well, then, that level of consistency allows your team to have a winning performance. And that's what we've seen from Brock. And it's why I am very, very high on him. I think it's a lot more difficult to do what he's doing. He makes it look easy because of how well he's doing it, how well he's operating it. It's not that easy.
Yeah, I don't understand those people.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, Ross, because
I don't understand those people.
I was at the doctor's the other day, and she told me to watch my blood pressure. So I'm not going to get into it with you right now. I'm not going to get into the merits of Brock Purdy or not right now. But one of the discussions we had before you came on was, what kind of contract is Brock Purdy looking at? There's some that say he may be a $65 million man. It's just hard for me to wrap around the money that's going to be thrown around quarterbacks who, in my opinion, aren't the Patrick Mahomes or the Burrows or the Josh Allens. Where do you think Brock Purdy fits in salary-wise when it's all said and done?
Well, so that's a different conversation and a very interesting one. It reminds me a little bit of the Tua conversation in Miami, which is that, Tua operates McDaniel's offense at a really, really high level. And so he's very valuable to them. But I wonder just how much Tua would get on the open market, right? If it's not Mike McDaniel's offense, they don't have Tyreek Hill and Waddle, et cetera, the injury history that Tua has, the inability to make second reaction plays, I don't know how much Tua would really get on the open market, and I would put Purdy in the same category. Now, I think he would get over $50 million a year from someone, and perhaps if he was really on the market and teams really needed a winning starting quarterback, a top 10 caliber quarterback, that they would pay Brock that much, but I'm just not sure. I know that people would do that for Josh Allen or Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. I think they'd even do it for Dak, but I think Purdy is more in the Tua category in the sense that there would probably be some healthy skepticism as to whether or not he could function at as high of a level for another team in a different offense. That said, there's enough teams out there now that sort of have Kyle Shanahan tree, right, with Minnesota and the Dolphins and all. These guys are everywhere now, even the OC in Atlanta and Cincinnati. And so there's enough places now running some semblance of what the Niners run that Purdy probably would get a lot of money from one of them to say, well, look, we saw how well he ran it in San Francisco. We think he could run it that well here. But I would love to see it. I'd love to see Tua hit free agency. I'd love to see Purdy hit free agency. I highly doubt either one of those happens.
Ross Tucker is with us. And Ross, in just a moment, we're going to ask about myfrontpagestory.com. Before we get to that, I know we used to ask you about the Sausage McMuffin Player of the Week, and now, we don't have the season yet. So spinning it ahead, who is the Ross Tucker Sausage McMuffin surprise team pick for the upcoming season?
Ooh, surprise team. You know what I'll go with? I will go with the Washington Commanders.
Whoa.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
I'll go Washington. Well, listen, you said surprise.
Yes.
I always think it's stupid when you say surprise, and then the guys will be like, I kind of like the Ravens. Like, really?
Right.
They're in the AFC Championship game. I mean, if we're going to do surprise, let's do surprise.
Yes. Okay.
I think Dan Quinn's a good coach. I think that they have a better roster than people realize. I think this is the first year where it's really a clean slate from an ownership perspective. And everybody that came on my show, and there was a lot of them. I mean, Phil Simms, Greg Cosell, Sean King, Chase Daniel. I'm forgetting like 3 or 4 others. All came on the Ross Tucker Football Podcast pre-draft. They just raved and raved about Jaden Daniels. I mean, he was clearly the fastest and best runner of the rookies. I was told he was the best pure pocket passer. I was told he was the best progression reader. I don't sit there and study these guys for 5 college games and say, oh, look at his footwork and, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not doing that. That's why I bring on these guys on the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. But they all, some of them flat out said they thought he was better than Caleb Williams. Others didn't say that, but certainly talked with more vim and vigor about Daniels than they did about Caleb Williams. And so I'm kind of buying in. I'm kind of buying in, especially with the running threat and that element. And, having a guy like Kingsbury who did some good things offensively with Kyler Murray, I'm kind of buying Jay. Now, I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but I think they'll be in it until the end. I think they'll be maybe right near the Cowboys at 9 wins, 8 or 9 wins. Maybe they even get to 10. I'm going to go Washington as the surprise team on the strength of all the things I just said.
Okay. It sounded almost like he was talking himself into it at the end.
No, but he makes sense. When he said 9 wins with the Cowboys, that means my Eagles, Ross Tucker, has winning the division. Ross, give me something, some optimism, some light that I can grab onto regarding the Eagles. What are you expecting from them this season?
Well, I think they have significant upgrades at both coordinator positions.
Yeah.
They had one of the worst collapses we've ever seen. The way last season ended, no one has ever doubted the talent on the roster, but defensively, they made the change to Patricia, and that was an abject failure.
Mm-hmm.
And then offensively, they could not figure out how to stop a zero blitz. I don't think that's going to happen with Kellen Moore. I'm a Kellen Moore fan. I think that's a huge upgrade for them. And then defensively, I think Vic Fangio has long been considered, and you guys know that going back to when he was in San Francisco, as being one of, if not the best D coordinator in the league. And I think just having those two experienced guys, as opposed to what they had last year, represents a gigantic upgrade, and two guys that I believe will do a better job of utilizing what's still a really, really talented roster. I mean, you look at their receivers, the tight end, they got Saquon at running back. The O-line has 3 guys making over $20 million a year, and deservedly so. They have a really good roster, especially on offense.
Ross, before we let you go, I got a birthday coming up in our family 2 weeks, and I'm not a great birthday shopper. I've come across this myfrontpagestory.com. Tell me about it. Is it a great gift idea? Should I be looking closer at that, Ross?
Honestly, my buddy started the company. It's the best gift idea I've heard of. And most people don't even know about it because they haven't heard of it, but now you have. It's called myfrontpagestory.com. A lot of guys get them for their wives for birthdays or anniversaries, or for their mom for Mother's Day. You talk to one of their writers for 10 minutes while you're driving to work or driving home. Tell them how great your wife is, or whoever you want to get the gift for. Send them a couple pictures of you and your wife and the kids. They write this awesome story. It looks like it's on the cover of the newspaper, framed, beautiful. And it's honestly, guys, I've seen so many videos now. As they're opening it, just being able to say, I want to do something special, so I had a story written about you, that just sounds awesome. And then they read the quote where it says, I just don't thank her enough for all the little things she does for me and the family. I've seen so many women cry now on these videos. It's hilarious. We should actually make a woman crying mashup, because we have so many videos where they're doing it. Highly recommend. Honestly, even if you don't have a birthday or anniversary coming up, just go to myfrontpagestory.com now and throw your email address in there. I think you get a code sent to you right away for a 20% discount. Ooh. But maybe even more importantly, they'll send you an email a month before Valentine's Day, a month before Mother's Day, as a reminder. Hey, remember you heard that guy that loves sausage McMuffin with egg on the radio telling you this is the best gift ever? Well, here's your reminder to get it for somebody for Valentine's Day or Mother's Day. It's myfrontpagestory.com. Highly recommend it. myfrontpagestory.com.
Ross, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, brother. Enjoy the rest of your off season. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great. See you guys.
All right, okay. Ross Tucker. Big Brock Purdy guy.
No, and he made
doesn't
some
understand
points.
Some of these anti-Brock Purdy people.
You're not going to get my blood pressure up. I'm telling you, I take my blood pressure every day. I'm trying to keep it down.
He agreed with you on the contract, though.
Right, exactly. And he made a good point. and I understand Brock Purdy, his deal coming up, the timing and everything like that. But if he was on the open market, would somebody give him $65 million? Would somebody pay $65 million for Brock? He mentioned it. They probably played Dak, maybe that, Josh Allen, some of the other guys, but Brock Purdy. And so,
look what Kirk Cousins got. And it also, he made a great point. There's so many teams now running that offense, that zone stretch, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And that's what it is now. It's baseball, it's basketball. Who's the best player? And in football, it's like, well, who can run our system? Who's good at our system?
Right. Exactly. And one of the things that he brought up too, the Commanders as the surprise team. That's shocking to me because immediately when he said that, I'm like, in that tough division? But the Commanders always, year in and year out, seem to give the Eagles some fits. A loss, tight game, overtime, tie, whatever it may be. And I like Jalen Daniels at quarterback. It would be interesting to see if they become a model, stable franchise instead of the joke that they've been recently.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Bears I don't even know if it would be a surprise because there's so many people expecting them to be better.
Can Caleb jump in and guide the ship right from the jump?
To be honest, I'm buying it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're buying in on Caleb Williams?
Yeah.
Because of him or because the talent around him?
Because of his ability to take the talent around him, bring it together and elevate it.
Now, their receivers are top notch. They got some quality young receivers there. My boy Roma Dunze, who's going to be in the running for offensive rookie.
And I'm not a Bears fan by any stretch, but I'm buying all that right now.
I think there are a number of teams that sort of have been on the fringe or struggling that may make a leap, may make a jump and surprise some people. And the Bears, they've had everything else except the quarterback, and now you got a former Heisman Trophy winner. You might be right on that.
So you're kind of non-committal there. You might be right.
No, I can't.
That's fair enough.
I do. I don't know why I have a problem saying you're right, Righty. That's a great point. It's just the naysayer in me, the skeptic in me. I can't be fully all in on that. You could be right though.
Whew. It sounds like your Eagles are going to be back this year.
I think so, man. And the thing that Ross talked about, and the thing that Ross talked about, the coordinators, and I know, who's Jay not a fan of? Fangio, Kellen Moore? I can't remember. He's not a fan. Fangio, yeah. But compared to what they had, this is a major, major upgrade for this Eagles team.
Yesterday, driving home, I was listening to the station. We have Xfinity Sports Radio, and they were playing
Infinity.
Yeah.
You said Xfinity. Yeah.
I did.
Them too.
Yeah. Infinity Sports Radio. They were playing Jalen Hurts talking about his coach with answering the questions. Do you guys not get along? That's
what did he say? What did he say? They can ask that.
I'm just glad to be here in this game.
Come on.
I think it's terrific. We're going to work. I appreciate the organization. We're just coming together, and I'm excited about the opportunities.
You got to be lockstep with your coach. You have to in the NFL. So hopefully they clear that up and, make amends and sing some Kumbaya together.
When we come back, one NFL coach explains how he learned to stop being a dumbass on Sactown Sports.
Unleash your backyard's potential with Premier Pools and Spas. As the region's top pool builder, no challenge is too difficult for us. Let us create the perfect pool for your home and your budget. Call or search Premier Pools and Spas and get started today. CSLB number 589234.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Summer is finally here, and so are all the best deals on DeWalt Power Tools at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. Drills, impacts, circular saws, you name it, we have it for the best price in town, guaranteed. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a seasoned tradesman, we've got all the DeWalt products you need to crush your next project. So come on down to Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet today on Power and Road for better tools and better prices. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real. And I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, what are you doing up on the step stool?
About to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over. And if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So no more step stool?
No more step stool. Easily trap and lock dust from hard-to-reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Michael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
We've been talking a lot of football. We've got some basketball coming up top of the hour, and we have some interesting Kings information. We'll share with you again the incredible welcoming that Sasha Vezenkov got when he went back to Greece. We have word of a guy that, I don't know about you, I thought that he was no longer being considered by the Kings, and I think he was on your most overrated list yesterday. In fact, I know he was.
Oh yeah, he definitely was.
Kyle Kuzma was on your list.
Yeah, he's still up there.
Yeah, so we'll look at that. So we've got a lot of NBA news coming up starting at 4 o'clock. And Bobby Gerould's going to join us as well. And Bobby Gerould is very high on Rob.
Orlando Robinson.
Uh-huh.
Sactown legend Orlando Robinson when it's all said and done. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what he says about Orlando Robinson, because I did this event I told you earlier, and that was one of the questions, one of the things we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this Orlando Robinson kid? I said, got to listen to my boy Bobby Gerould today on the Drive Guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to have him on.
Yeah. What do you think of Orlando Robinson? That's tough, right? Because you haven't seen him play a lot, I'm sure. And then you got people going, hey, you're the play-by-play guy.
You got to know about
this
him.
Guy?
Right. I don't know much about him. I did last year. He was in the California Classic, and I did play-by-play for that, so got to see him then. But he didn't,
didn't stand out.
Didn't stand out. Wasn't. I didn't go home thinking about Orlando. That Orlando Robinson. And so we'll see how he does.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby will shed some light though.
Yeah.
Coming up.
One more football story for now, and this relates to also coaches, managers in any sport. Sean McVay of the Rams, he was very high on our list of coaches yesterday, wasn't he? There's some rankings,
yeah.
He was doing an interview with Stephen Holder, ESPN, and he says, talking about his work hours, quote, I used to think it was cool to think you can go 18 hours. You know what that is? That's called being a dumbass. So apparently multiple coaches told Holder they've studied the importance of sleep, and coaches are coming to realize they'll be better decision makers if they're well rested. And some are telling their assistants, you guys need to work less. And that was a message that was rarely spread by the old school head coaches who wanted to see their staffs working extremely long hours.
Guys used to sleep in the facility and all this.
It's like, you better sleep in the facility.
Right.
And I think sometimes we see coaches, they make decisions where you're watching going, what are they doing?
Yeah.
I think sometimes they don't get enough sleep and they don't even know what they're doing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And you know how it is, Whitey. When you're overworked, when you're tired, you lose focus. I can't tell you how many times. Exactly. I can't tell you how many times, I'm trying to cook something or I'm tired and, I'll break a glass. I'm just not with it. And, we all need sleep. Shoot, we need to go to a 4-day work week. I tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
We need that while we're at it.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot more sleep now because I have one of those things that hooks up. You have to wear the mask and everything.
And it's working for you, huh?
It's working a lot. Yeah. I can
really
actually breathe.
What is that called again?
The CPAP.
CPAP.
Yeah. And I had to take the test. My wife said, you're snoring. You should take that test. I was like, I'm fine. I don't want to. And I took the test. I had to hook the thing up. I was like, I aced it. I'm fine. They said, you're having a lot of episodes every night. You need a machine.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you know you were having episodes or? So you thought you were sleeping fine?
Yeah. Sometimes a little tired, a little foggy.
Right.
So anyway, it's this machine and it forces air down your throat basically, or, and there's a readout and my wife says I don't snore.
Dang, it's made a difference though.
It has. And
you have been a little more chipper lately coming in here,
I do, sometimes it's a little bit of a hassle with the mask and everything but it's really not bad. And it's just nice to relax and breathe.
Right. The kids say I sleep. I snore. I don't see that. Like I'm like,
I didn't
really?
see it. I have no idea whether you
How you know if you see it or not?
No, I'm saying,
out.
I've never been a kid, but all of a sudden, kids like, Dad, you were snoring. I'm like, I don't snore.
Calling them hogs, brother.
I'm like, no, I sleep like a baby too.
Uh-huh.
I'm one of the type. Once I lay down, I'm
That's
out
good.
till 6, 7 or whatever it is.
Maybe you don't need it.
Yeah, but
I'm
like you said, you didn't know you needed it until somebody told you.
Just see, I am not trying to tell anyone to get. I'm
All
just
right.
saying, looking at this stuff here, I thought I'm fine, and I realized, ooh, I needed this stuff. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, can I set the record straight though? Because
that's what you do.
You know, we're all about honesty here.
Yeah.
Transparency.
Sure.
We don't want any fake news coming. No. But Campio got to stop this. Did you see what he said on the YouTube chat? Emmy, you Draper driving a BMW? And then Emmy goes, Draper, BMW, what model? So let's not start these lies out here. You ain't catch me in a BMW. I'm a Mercedes man. Play it, Jay. I knew he'd have it. I just wanted to set the record straight. Campio's trying to get me in trouble. It's a Mercedes-Benz, Emmy. Mercedes-Benz. We had a Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV, 450 plus. Had a Mercedes in here today, actually, as a matter of fact.
Really?
For some meetings. I couldn't make it, but hopefully some more deals coming our way.
Great. Awesome. I'll take one. Me and Jay. You want one, Jay?
Y'all do drive the
Absolutely.
same car. You know what I mean? Jay, what you got today? The Maybach, the Bentley? What you driving today, big fella?
Man, I'm only in I would like to be in the EQ, something like my guy.
It is.
I'm in a shanty, man. I'm
a shanty.
Hooty.
Stagecoach.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, speaking of
I'm in a submarine in the
Pacific.
Stagecoach, yeah. Speaking of Emmy checked in, I assume, because we were talking about Sasha.
Yeah.
For those who haven't heard it yet, I was floored. I heard this today listening to Styles and Watkins. Turn on the radio, and there's some huge demonstration or celebration going on. Yeah, I didn't know what it was, and as I listen, I find out it was the welcome that Sasha Vezenkov got returning to Greece. Listen to this. There's a lot of people there. We see the video now.
Yeah.
That's his arrival in, I believe it's Piraeus. And it's a warm welcome from Olympiacos fans. Looks like maybe, I don't know if it's the airport or where it is, but there's a ton of people there.
Yeah, and Jay shared it on social media on Twitter. JRJ Show is his handle. And I looked at this, and the audio doesn't do it justice. Like, when you look at the video as well, like, you would think this guy, I can't even compare it to an athlete that we currently have in the United States.
Yeah, I'm with you. Just listening to it, it would be easy to imagine. They're loud, but that's like 20 guys.
Yeah, 20 guys.
Yeah,
right.
They're really loud, but no, it's a huge throng.
And then you got the fire out there, the blow torches, if you will. And I understand why he went back home. Dude, look at him. I haven't seen Sasha smile like that since he first came over. Like, we didn't see that kind of joy from him. And so that's what we should do. Well, maybe me and you or Jay or myself, but go to an Olympiacos game.
Man, I was thinking.
Our boy Sasha.
Listen.
We should go see Sasha.
Listen, fellas, I'm going to Italy in next March. It's already on the
Jay,
books.
You got it like that?
Well,
I ain't pocket watching. I'm just saying.
No, I'm following in the Draper footsteps. That's what I'm doing here. EQ 450, baby. And that is on my bucket list.
March.
March 16th to the 23rd.
Yeah, you should have.
I should be in basketball season.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want, like, they got the flares out, like you said, the all kind of, pyrotechnics going on over there. Our good friend Henry Turner, high flyer, playing over that way. He's told me stories about, how crazy things are. Folks throwing hubcaps and rims on the floor. And like, I want to experience that. So my question to you fellas, could you ever see, well, first of all, they're not letting us through the door with flares here at the Golden One Center, right? They would never let us do that.
Wouldn't happen.
Yeah. Unless we put it in Draper's bag, let them walk it through, and we'll
then
could you ever see any type of atmosphere like that outside of soccer? Soccer's different, but basketball, football, baseball, it's too slow. But like football or maybe college football, maybe college basketball.
The fire marshal would crack down.
They not letting the flares come through the door.
They not letting that. It would be a great atmosphere. It'd be awesome to see. But let me ask you: are we that rabid of a sports fan?
We are, but it's harder to develop and maintain that connection to teams because now players are changing so much. You know? And they don't seem as closely connected to the communities. And maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me like in some of the European countries, especially the with what they call they erroneously call football, soccer, but they call football. That's like part of the city.
That's the fabric. Yeah. I went to a couple of soccer matches over in Europe, and you're right.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This past last time you went over?
I went to Arsenal a couple of years ago and Aston Villa a few years back.
Okay.
Yeah. It's separate trips too, Jay. And to Whitey's point, it's a neighborhood thing, community. Like people aren't taking, driving to the stadium. they're walking from their houses, walking a couple of miles and everything. It's a different vibe out there.
It even seems some of the younger people at the station, like Christopher Lau, Chris Walker, who are soccer fans, their allegiance to the soccer team that's overseas is still in some ways different, maybe stronger than their allegiance to some of the teams here.
Right.
What about college sports then? Because I think if there's anything, again, taking away soccer, football, taking that away, college sports are as close as possible to like rabid fans.
Yeah.
Because, you've partook, you spent your money at the college, you went to school with some of these guys. Like, you can't tell me some of those down south schools, LSUs, Ole Misses, Florida States, Penn State going up north, like Michigan, those type of schools, you don't think we could ever get to that point?
Not quite.
No?
Not quite, man. I think it's just ingrained differently in them. It's something you got to have deep inside of you, I think when you look at college sports, sure, there's a tremendous atmosphere. Look at college basketball, some of those games. Yeah. Tremendous atmosphere. But at the end of the day, if they lose, I don't know if it ruins your week or whatever. Like, it's almost, I don't want to say life or death, but when you look at soccer, the relegation of that too and everything, that plays a part. Yeah. And so you're playing for your lives almost in some of these matches.
I will tell you, on media day, I asked Sasha something about how crazy it gets at Golden One, and he kind of looked at me like, well, it gets pretty crazy in Europe. He was nice about it. And he said, well, let me tell you, when we come back, Kings and Kyle Kuzma could still happen. What? Next on Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
There was always a crowd gathered around our dining table when I was growing up. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Everyone was welcome at my mother's table, so holidays, birthdays, and celebrations always included family and friends. I used to think I was the most popular kid in the neighborhood until I realized that my friends were really there for my mother's incredible cooking. Years later, when I bought my own dining table from Naturewood, I made sure it was large enough to make friends feel welcome. And right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings Dine in Style sale, you have an opportunity to find the perfect dining room furniture to help you create your own treasured memories. Choose from casual to formal or anything in between. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings during the Dine in Style sale off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Hot Summer savings now at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebate.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
Hot summer savings up to $12,000 off MSRP exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing. Some other offers must pay in 2010 model year or newer and 7/31/24.
Made a great deal at Maida.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. It was actually debilitating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Yesterday, we had a list of most overrated NBA players. We had, I forget who had their list, and then we had our list. Mm-hmm. And there's a player that Kyle Draper had on his list that I think Kings fans were kind of hoping would end up here, and it sounds like there's still a chance. Kyle Kuzma was one of your most overrated players, right?
Yeah, a good player, but I don't know if he's a number 1 or 2 option.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the way some Kings fans have been talking about him the last year, it's like, you know, this is us acquiring, you know, Shaq in his prime, going from Orlando to LA or something like that. I mean, good player, but, you know, I think he'll be a piece if he were to come here. I don't know if it necessarily puts us over the top.
When you make a list of the NBA reporters that you trust the most, where on the list is Brett Siegel clutch points?
If I was to do a reporters I trust tier list,
yeah,
you know what I mean? With the Spears and Woj, and they would be A. Shams in there, tier A. Brett
Sean
Siegel,
Cunningham, tier A.
Sean Cunningham, who's doing a great job out there. We've had Brett on the show too, haven't we?
Yeah.
Dang. All right, I'll say he in the B tier then.
All right.
I was going to say C, but because he was on our show, I got to give him a nod, a bump.
He says, quote, even after landing DeRozan in a sign-and-trade with Chicago during free agency, Sacramento still holds interest in Kuzma as a legitimate trade target ahead of the 2024-25 season. It surprised me. And
it surprised me.
I'm not sure how much stock to put into that.
Right. I agree with you. Now, if they didn't have DeRozan, it would make sense. But you've already added an offensive piece. Now you need a little more defense, a little more rebounding. And the thing about Kuzma, and I've said this, Kings fans, for the last 4 weeks, and nobody's listening to me.
What?
If the deal was there to be made and the Kings wanted it, how come they haven't made it?
The answer
we know what the offer is.
I agree.
Ain't nothing changed.
If it's still a possibility, the answer to that would be, well, they're still haggling over the price. I tend to agree with you. I think it's probably done. Also, you know, reading the tea leaves, the things that Monty said.
Right.
And I know if you're going to trade for somebody, you don't say, we need somebody.
Right.
You say, oh, we're good.
Right.
But still, I thought that Kuzma ship had sailed.
Right. And in my opinion, it has. Brett got other sources, obviously. But here's the thing, Whitey. Let's say they are haggling over the price. I would imagine any Kings offer would have to include at least 1 first rounder. Yep. Maybe Washington's trying to hold out for 2 or something like that. And if that's the case, then the Kings I don't think will ever part with 2 first rounders for Kyle Kuzma. Not at this point.
Trying to look at it objectively, if I'm the Wizards.
Be objective.
I would. That would be my price. When you look at, all right, if you got a really good player, it's like 4 number ones.
Right.
Kyle Kuzma's
half that? Something like that?
No slouch. 2 is a fair price, I think, from given what the market is. I don't blame the Kings for saying it's too much, but if I'm the Wizards, like, that's what's going to cost.
You know what's interesting about this whole discussion, and I agree with you, Whitey, it may cost more than I want to give up. You got to give up a player. You got to give up multiple picks. And does the acquisition of Kyle Kuzma, how far does that move you in terms of winning?
Mm-hmm.
Is that 4 more wins? 5? Are you a 2 seed now? I don't know about that.
Nobody does, right?
Right.
They could guess, but they really don't know how it's going to fit. And then if you do a move like that, which I kind of hope they do, honestly, because it'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
But if you do, you're stuck there. It's like, well, that kind of limits what you could do at the deadline.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yep.
And you don't, so what if you bring him in? It's like, wow, that didn't work. It just didn't quite mesh.
Well, that's
then
the
you're
thing.
Stuck.
You're stuck because what other trade chips do you have? You know, that Toyota Corolla LE package that Jay's been talking about for a couple of months now. You broke that up.
Mm-hmm.
You split that up.
Do I get serious with that?
Serious?
3 months free, Jay?
Man. You get the 8-track. It's an 8-track up in there. You know, but that's the thing. With Kuzma, solid player, good player, but I just don't think he moves the needle enough for the Kings. And even if they did that deal, you're trapped. What other trade chips do you have if it doesn't work? Then you try to spin them off yourself? My question is, because a month ago before we got DeMar DeRozan, Kings fans were all about Kyle Kuzma. Bring Kuz here. We want Kuzma. Kuzma's that guy.
You know,
I was
I've been all
last
over.
year
Last year,
before we re-signed HB and everything, I was in on Kyle Kuzma. But once we re-signed HB, came back with the squad that we had, I he wasn't at the top of my list.
Mm-hmm.
Would Kings fans at this point even want Kyle Kuzma? Remember, he was at the top of a lot of people's pecking order. He's our guy. We got TC used to always call him, dude, Kuz and Levine, they're the guys. There's the guy.
It's a TC signal.
Yep, exactly. I sent out the bad signal for him. But when you got DeMar DeRozan, you don't need Kyle Kuzma anymore, I don't think.
But if he makes me better, why wouldn't I do it?
Because if you say to me, that's our only option, okay, all right, I'm off. Okay, I get it. It makes you better. But I think there are better fits for Sacramento, guys that will make you even better than a Kyle Kuzma would. And there's nothing against Kuz, 20-plus point per game score. He's a very good offensive player. I don't think we need more offense right now.
Kings, according to reports, they sent an offer to the Wizards centered around the 13th overall pick and other assets in exchange for Kuzma. And I think we've talked to reporters here, right? There was a sense that something was close to happening.
Yes.
On draft night.
On draft night, yep.
Yeah. Wizards declined the offer. Kings selected Devin Carter. So I have to think it came down to that. It's like, that's not enough. You're not offering enough. And the Kings have decided, well, that's what we're going to offer. So I'm surprised that at this piece. I don't think nothing's going to happen, but it would be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. And this is the problem with, the NBA right now and off season and silly season. Didn't we have a story yesterday that the Kings were interested in Cam Johnson?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes. Maybe they
are.
Maybe they're looking at all these guys.
Looking at the one guy they haven't heard, and I got to call Monty. I need to tell him to go out there and get John Collins. John Collins, Kyle Kuzma, or Cam Johnson? Who you taking?
Me?
Yes. Yes.
A or B?
Who was
I'm
was
not
John Collins
John
A or no? You're crazy, man. We may need a poll, Jay. That sounds like a poll to me. Collins, Cam, Kuzma. Who else you want to throw in there? Jeremy Grant? Who's another 4-man that's still
I think
potentially
he's almost,
available?
Okay. It depends how you slice it. Yeah, he's definitely a 4-man. The other 3, it seems like you could get them. Grant, we don't know, maybe. Those 3, it seems like, oh, yeah, if you're willing to meet the price, and especially with John Collins, it's almost like.
No, stop that, Whitey.
That's what your guy said.
That's disrespectful.
You're
being disrespectful.
I'm not. I'm telling you what your guy Tony
You can't
said.
even say John Collins' name without laughing.
Well, yeah, I have. No, but seriously, your guy Tony, right?
Yep.
Who
That's
covers
my
the
guy.
team, said, if you want John Collins, you can get him. That's what he said. He covers the team.
Same thing with Kyle Kuzma, too, right?
I don't know.
Same thing. Come on now. Washington ain't trying to hang on to that. Come on, man.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We were talking about Sasha, the welcome he got in Greece. Here's his number one fan with us once again. Emmy is back with us. How are you, Emmy?
Hey, guys. First of all, great, but I have a question for you. What kind of BMW do you have?
Emmy, stop it.
This is like 100%. It's literally crazy.
Emmy, you know I don't drive a BMW. You know that, right?
No.
I wouldn't be caught dead in a BMW. I'm a Mercedes man, Emmy.
Yeah.
Mercedes. Call me Money Mercedes man. Triple M.
Okay. So seriously, Sasha got greeted by 100 or more screaming fans over there at the arena at the press. Over here in the U.S., last year it was only like media.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
Emmy, let me ask you this, Emmy.
Yes.
Let me ask you, because you're our Sasha expert. Why didn't it work here? Why did he want to go back home?
His mentality, the fact that he is playing starting there, the fans love him. Here it was nothing like that. And also there is another Bulgarian who just signed for Villanova. I can't remember his last name, but he's also Alexander.
All right, we'll check that.
Villanova.
Alexander, the Bulgarian. Thank you.
Yeah.
Emmy,
all right,
thank
Emmy.
you, and thanks for hanging on.
Thing is, guys.
Yeah.
Like over there, she signed for 5 years. Here, they would never offer Sasha this kind of a contract.
Right.
And they already have songs about him. So many songs. I don't understand Greek at all. So I don't know what they were chanting.
They got songs about it. Yeah.
They praise him like a Jesus, like so big, like a legend.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, we play it.
All right, Emmy. Appreciate that.
She said 100 or more. It was more than 100, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a lot. It looked more than 100. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they treated him like a king over there. No pun intended. I mean, he was a god over there.
Yeah. Mercedes. When we come back, NBC Sunday Night Basketball. Is it going to work? This new massive deal. Is it actually any good for NBA fans? Next, Sactown Sports.
It's been said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $59. Bonnie. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696355.
Whitey here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. You want to bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meals with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. I got the Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grills, turned me into a grilling professional because it has features that other grills cannot match. They're built different. They're built better. They're built to last, made with premium stainless steel, boasting quality and a lifetime warranty. See for yourself. Napoleon Grills and Accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
What's up? Talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. What's happening for Chrysler's Make This These summer sales events?
Right now, save up to $12,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 2500 Laramie or Tradesman. For work or for play, you pick. If you need a heavy-duty Ram truck, Hoblet should be your first stop to find what you need at the best price.
Oh, you're going all out this month.
From the time my grandfather opened the first Hoblet dealership back in 1949, one thing we've strived for is to treat you like family. That's why you'll find the big city selection and savings with over 400 Rams available, but the small town care and attention when you buy from Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram.
You won't find a bigger selection or better deals on the truck you want. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
12,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Ram 2500 and 3500 after 2,000 Hoblet select inventory bonus cash. Laramies include 9,500 dealer discount and 500 first responder bonus cash for current members of qualifying First Responder Association. Tradesmen include 7,000 dealer discounts and 5,000 factory rebates. Rebates include 1,500 commercial bonus cash for current business owners with valid tax ID. At least 5 of each offer. Sample VIN 103767 and 221741. See dealer for details.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
I got to set the record straight on something here. I'm guessing I'm in the minority, but I don't care if I am or not. NBC's going to have the NBA again. And what's the first thing people say when you talk to them about that? Oh, the song! Are they going to play the song? and I believe NBC's announced, yes, that song Roundball Rock will be back. And it's fine. But people are going nuts over this song. It's not that good, Kyle.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
It was all right.
Yeah, it's like
it's not. I'm not excited about that. I'm not. Oh yes, the song comes back. No, I don't even remember the song that much. A little bit, but I didn't find. I thought TNT's music was fine, or whoever,
Yeah, it's kind of corny. The whole, And
Jay, you got that? Can we even play that?
Oh yeah, we can play it. And I think it's just I get the nostalgia, and people hear that and they think, I remember watching Michael Jordan.
Right.
That's great. I understand that. But the song itself is like, okay, they're bringing it back. Okay, all right, that's fine.
You know what? As you were saying that and Jay played the song, I immediately thought of Michael Jordan. And that's the reason why I hate it. I was never a Jordan fan.
Yeah,
and so it brings me back to the mid-90s. Jordan, going against the Knicks, going against the Sonics back in the day, winning championships. Yeah, I was not a fan of
Hannah Storm and Bob Costas, right?
No, I'm a Hannah Storm guy. I'm not going to speak bad.
Oh, I'm not saying anything bad about him.
Now, Hannah Storm, we can keep Bob Costas. The song, it's not.
It's fine, but people are overreacting. Oh, great.
You know what's going to be crazy about it? Kids nowadays, they're going to be like, what kind of crappy music is this?
Yeah.
Like, can't we come up with something else?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a fan of the
music.
song. Right.
Yeah. Remember the analyst, Steve Snapper Jones?
Oh, Steve Snapper. He was one of my idols, man. I used to love Steve Snapper Jones back in the day. Him and he wasn't on NBC. Brian Burwell. Remember, he used to be on TNT back in the day? Brian Burwell.
St. Louis legend.
Yes, St. Louis legend. Man, I miss all those guys.
The thing about Steve Snapper Jones that always surprised me, and he did a really good job. He wasn't that good of a player, which is fine.
Right.
But now, if you're not somebody as a player, you're not going to be an analyst on prime game, right?
Who's the least known, accomplished player that has turned analyst in recent? Jefferson?
I was thinking of him.
Richard
He's
Jefferson.
High profile.
Yeah, but he is a role player. JJ Redick, you know. Yeah.
But he's Duke. He had a high
he had a high profile.
Steve Snapper Jones, I think, played in the ABA. And again, it's fine. He was good. But it just always surprised
Wasn't
me.
he on the Blazers teams? Or
he was.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it's different. It's different right now.
One of the things that NBC is optimistic about is that the Sunday night basketball telecast will be a massive success. Sunday night on NBC. And the director of sports or president of NBC, what is his actual title here? He says one of the keys here, Rick Cordella.
I don't know, Rick.
He says the key to Sunday night basketball feeling big will be scheduling. So they like the idea of pitting the best Eastern Conference teams against the best Western Conference teams in that slot. So it looks like they're trying, and you can't blame them. They're trying to make Sunday night basketball as much like Sunday night football as they can. But obviously, you can only go so far with that.
And because they still have football, you're not talking about Sunday night basketball till when, Whitey?
February, maybe?
February, exactly. February, March, and part of April. So that package to me, it's not sexy enough. It doesn't, I'm not excited. Ooh, Sunday night basketball. You know, it's Sundays are reserved for the NFL, and you're not going to challenge the NFL. So you're talking February, maybe.
Rick Cordella says the best matchups that we have access, what we will attempt to put on that night. So a rematch of the NBA Finals will be a Sunday night matchup we'd want. Things that are big market, big ratings. We'll have a research team that goes through all this. There's some flexibility to move games, but it's basketball.
Right.
No matter whether it's two teams that were in the finals or not, it's February. It doesn't have the same as a football game.
As a football game. No, you're right.
But I hope it works.
And there will be some big games, but to me, it's not, how should I put this? Appointment television like football is. Sunday night football is an institution. Monday night football, an institution. With basketball, you got games every day of the week. And your local teams are playing the Celtics, the Warriors, the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Kings, like the big teams anyway. And so I don't know. I'm out on this. I'm out on this package.
The whole package?
I'm out on everything. Like, I thought it was going just fine and dandy. I didn't need any changes.
Are you out on the voice, the guy who looks like he's going to be the A voice of Sunday night.
Don't say that, Whitey. Don't ask me that
Basketball.
question. You want me to be honest or PC?
I want to know how you feel about Mike Tirico being the A voice on NBC's NBA games. Look,
I might sit this one out.
He's
I'm not
okay. Well, that tells us a lot.
What your mom used to say back when our kid moms, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say at all. I'm tired of these national retreads. Let some young kids get a chance. Mike Tirico, I'm oversaturated with Mike Tirico. I'm about to watch him for 2 weeks on NBC's Olympic coverage. I got to watch him on football. I got to watch him on golf. I am over Mike Tirico. It's nothing personal. It's just same way I'm over Stephen A. Smith.
It sounds personal, doesn't it, Jay?
No. I get what he's saying.
What I'm saying. It's like, come on.
But the philosophy for them is, all right, he's on the Olympics. He's on Sunday Night Football. When you see Mike Tirico, that says big event. So we want people having that same feel about our Sunday night NBA games.
And that's their prerogative. They can do that. But for me, I'm not watching for Mike Tirico. I don't care if it was Mike Tirico or Todd Tirico. I don't care who it is, but I'm watching for the games. I'm not watching for the studio guy or the play-by-play guy or that's just me. I'm watching for the matchups. Here's the thing. Think about it like this. And I'm not going to count anybody's pockets, Jay, but Stephen A. Smith, as much as he's making, he's in a contract negotiation. Get all the money you can, Stephen A. Smith. But I'm not watching NBA Countdown for Stephen A. Smith. I'm not going to be watching NBA Sunday Night Basketball for Mike Tirico. It's just, but that's because I'm a basketball diehard. I'm going to be watching no matter who the analyst or host is or whoever.
Yeah. And again, the reason I bring this up is because according to The Athletic, and I think Richard Deitch who wrote this, NBC is really banking on Sunday Night Basketball being a thing. This Rick Cordella says they have high hopes for the product, and they will need some hits given the fact that it has fewer games than Turner to monetize, and they have to offset a higher rights fee acquisition cost. So that's what NBC is looking at.
Is
and also,
No, go please. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I was just going to say, to the point you made earlier, Sunday Night Basketball, that's big, but with this new package, there's going to be games on some outlet, like every night there's going to be NBA basketball on.
Well, here's the thing about NBA basketball, and you guys understand this. When your team's not playing, sure, I'll watch. But if Kings fans had their choice between Sunday Night Basketball and a Kings game,
watching the Kings.
They're watching the Kings.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it'll be a big thing. That's the reason why Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, it's the only game in town.
That's right.
It's the only game. So all eyes are going to be it. Are you telling me when NBC has their Sunday Night Basketball game, there won't be any other basketball games? Is that something that maybe they negotiated? I don't know. But if I have my choice, I'm watching my local team.
Listen to this quote from this Cordella fella. He says, if we're successful, people will write that NBC kind of copied a little bit of its winning NFL formula from the fall and brought it through to the NBA season. I understand why you would try that, and I love basketball. I just don't think you can do that.
You can't because, A, no matter how successful it is, it won't draw the numbers close to NFL.
It's apples and oranges.
It's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Like what? You got 3 million people. Whip the freaking do. That doesn't move the needle in the whole scope of television. 30 million people like NFL or 15. Now you're talking about something. 1 out of 82 basketball games. I think they overpaid for it. And I get it. They needed more inventory, more product. NBC did. NBC's sports package was terrible, fellas. No college basketball. I think they had like the Horizon League or something like that. No offense. So they needed to get back into the game, and I think they overpaid. And they had to get back into it.
Did you want to say something, Jay?
What you got, Jay?
I was just going to say, I think it's kind of the opposite. Like, I won't watch a game or put it on mute despite the person who's talking. Like, most people don't bring me to the game.
Right.
You know, I'll watch, like, I'm with Drapes. I'll watch the game and put it on mute before I'm like, oh, you know what? In basketball, like there's so many times where, you know, football, it's kind of thrown down your throat type thing. Like with football, you really don't have a choice. With basketball, because everybody has their own team. To me, I think it's almost kind of, it works reverse for you.
Yeah.
Like you know what? I'd rather go listen to Drapes and them than listen to the national feed. I'm going this way. You know.
How about that? You hear that?
No, that's my guy. Of course, I appreciate that.
Same guy that won't invite me to go check out the children to give back.
This was just a luncheon I went to, big fella.
All right.
Like, no offense to the Kiwanis Club, but these were all like 70 years and older people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This wasn't. I wasn't with the kids today.
The AARP side.
Yeah. This is that. Yep.
We know that the Kings signed Orlando Robinson. There's one guy in particular who is crazy about this signing, Bobby Gerould, and he's going to join us to explain why next on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Noticeably cooler weather for Friday. Temperatures start in the 60s. We'll feel the breeze through the day, too. That'll keep afternoon temperatures in the low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Hey, everyone. It's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Summer is finally here, and so are all the best deals on DeWalt Power Tools at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. Drills, impacts, circular saws, you name it, we have it for the best price in town, guaranteed. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a seasoned tradesman, we've got all the DeWalt products you need to crush your next project. So come on down to Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet today on Power and Road for better tools and better prices. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Bobby Gerould going to join us here. Bobby Gerould he's the owner and editor of hoopobsession.com. Bobby Gerould on Twitter, his Twitter page, he has big picture of an ABA basketball.
Oh, does he? Okay, all right.
Yes, and he joins us now. How are you, Mr. Gerould?
I'm good. How about you guys?
We're good.
What's
Thank
up,
you
man?
so much for your time. Hey, we understand you were very excited about the O-Rob move, Orlando Robinson coming to the Kings. What kind of player did the Kings get in this acquisition?
Well, let's first of all let's clear that up a little bit. Very excited and yeah, let's tone it down here a little bit. We are talking about a second or third string center, but I like it. Whitey, you and I have been around long enough to remember signings like Antoine Wright and some different guys over the years, Mikey Moore, where people did get a little too excited, and I think Orlando Robinson is, like I said, a second or third string center. But what I like about it is it's a smart, data-informed choice of a guy who's a legitimate center in the NBA. I think he's got a 7'4" wingspan. You can start with that. Not a great athlete at all. As a matter of fact, he actually had the slowest three-quarter court sprint time at the 2022 draft combine. He's not a big jumper. He only jumped like 27.5 inches on his max vert. But what he has done, and through his days at Fresno State and then into the NBA, is I think he's consistently gotten better. I think he's a plus defender. He could step out and shoot the 3-point shot a little bit. Very small volume, but it is a part of his game. And he's a good decision maker, which is something you don't often see from some of the bigs in the NBA. This is a guy who's had, more assists than turnovers the last few years. So from that standpoint, I like it. I like that we have Monty McNair and Wes Wilcox as guys who I trust will always be data informed and make some good decisions like this. And I think, obviously you can do a lot worse. And we've seen over the years when the Kings have done a lot worse. And so, I would temper my enthusiasm if anyone thinks I'm like over the top or think that Orlando Robinson is some game changer that suddenly lifts the Kings, into contention for a championship. That's not it at all. I just think it's a good, smart decision, a low key move that ought to help the team.
Bobby, does this sort of check off the box in the need for a power forward / center, or is there still more work to be done if Orlando Robinson isn't going to pan out or might not pan out?
Yeah, Kyle, to me, I see him more as a 5. I think the stretch aspect of his game is something that's emerging still. He shot in 2 seasons, he shot 21 3-point shots. So not a big part of his game. Now the percentage is nice, 38%. But mostly what he is he's a guy who shoots, near the basket. This is an interesting stat. In 729 NBA minutes, he has taken 0 shots between 10 feet out to the 3-point line. So everything really is, he's taken what I say 21 3-pointers in 2 seasons, but everything else is, literally inside of 10 feet, and he's good near the basket. So, he knows how to use that wingspan, even though he's not a great athlete. And I think, you could do worse than a guy coming out of the Miami Heat organization as well. Now, he played summer league with the Houston Rockets, but the reason he's out in Miami is because they drafted Khalil Ware and because they have Bam Adebayo. And I think rightfully so, he would be third fiddle to both of those guys. And so it's a nice pickup. Sometimes you can cash in on a guy who, maybe just is behind a couple of guys that are better than him on some other team that can step in and find a niche or play a role for Sacramento.
Catching up with Bobby Gerould, owner and editor of hoopobsession.com. We just were talking about a story from Brett Siegel, not really a story, just kind of a blurb that the Kings still have interest in Kyle Kuzma. We were a little surprised by that. We thought that ship had sailed. Just wondering your opinion. Do you think the Kings should be? Do you think they are still looking at Kyle Kuzma or Cam Johnson or somebody of that ilk, maybe to fill that void at the 4 spot?
Yeah, I don't have any insight on it, Whitey. I wish I did, but I'm with Kyle on this one, and I've been pretty vocal about it as well. That I think at this point, Kyle Kuzma is probably not a great fit for the Kings as far as I think he's a good player. I think he's a mid-tier starter in the NBA at his position. And so yeah, if you could get him for a reasonable cost, sure. But I think that now that you've got Fox and you've got Sabonis and you've got Keegan and you got DeMar DeRozan, you're going to need a guy who's much more of a complementary piece than a guy who is someone who's going to want shots. And I think Kuzma at one time in his career was that kind of complimentary player. But I think now he's had a taste of being the man, and he's what, 28 years old or something like that. And, he's been the guy on a Wizards team. And I think he'd come in and really demand his shots. And I think you're at the point now where you're starting to run out of basketball. Someone's got to pass that thing.
Right.
And so that's kind of where I'm at with Kuzma.
Gotcha.
So, Bobby, who do you like then? Who else might be out there that you thought, you know what, the Kings should go out there and get this guy?
That's a good question, and there have been guys, but I've just seen them steadily come off the board, Kyle. There have been some different guys. I think I mentioned this last time I was on with you. This would be a really low key and not like a big signing or anything like that. Jordan Wara has been someone who's intrigued me as someone who's been improving over the years. Another guy who's kind of stuck behind some other players. So there's a guy like that, and then you're getting into some real deep cuts, after that. There's a guy in Dallas, Greg Brown, who was part of their G League situation, who I saw at the showcase last year. And I just thought, here's a guy who is just so hyper athletic. He might just be crazy enough to be that guy where you don't have to run any plays for him. And, he can finish above the rim and dunk and play defense and do some things like that. But again, you're really talking about a fringe type guy that would be just someone to take a total flyer on. So it's rough, man. Unless there's going to be a trade involved, I don't really necessarily see a free agent out there right now that's available that is going to make perfect sense.
Bobby, Gerould, we know you were in Vegas, Bobby. So who would get your Outstanding Kings Summer League Player of the Year, which I think would be like the Oxloppy? Who's your Oxloppy this year, Bobby?
I don't know what that means. What are you?
Oxloppy.
Yeah. What is that, White?
Outstanding Kings Summer League Player of the Year.
Got you.
Oxloppy.
Okay. It's an acronym for okay.
Yeah.
Wow, Whitey. Going deep. I thought that Boogie Ellis impressed me. I'm not going to say he was the best player on the team, but I thought he impressed me. He impressed me with his ability to compete, to get into guys. I thought he gave that kind of honest defensive effort that Doug Christie wanted to see. And then he showed that he can do some things, with the basketball. I don't think he's a real point guard. I think he's more of a two guard, but there's certainly room for guys like that. You go back, way back. How about a Cat Mobley reference?
Cat Mobley.
Someone who just can light it up a little bit, here and there and do some things as a guard. So I was impressed with Boogie Ellis. I thought Isaac Jones had some really nice moments, kind of in the mid post with a couple of dribbles. And then the 3-point shot, even though I think he was like a 26% 3-point shooter in college at Washington State and only made, I think, 2 of 9 here in Vegas. So, but it doesn't look bad. You know what I mean? And he's got decent touch at the free throw line and he's got the big wingspan. So I thought Isaac Jones looked pretty good. But it was a struggle for some of the guys. I mean, Colby Jones really struggled. Didn't have a great go in Las Vegas. So it was interesting to see, but it's Summer League. It's, you can make what you want out of it. Orlando Robinson, I think maybe why people got a little confused or thought I was overexcited about O-Rob was because he's made my hoop obsession all Summer League team 2 years in a row. And out of the 300 or so players that are there, that's something. But at the end of the day, we are talking about Summer League, and we're talking about first and second year guys, and we're talking about older guys who should stand out. If you're making some NBA money in Summer League, you should look good.
Bobby, what about a friend of show? We had him on earlier this week, Drew Timmy.
Timmy. So I thought Timmy played well. He was efficient. I've kind of just continue to have the same feeling though about Drew, and that is that if he could make 3-point shots at a reasonable clip, there might be a place for him in the NBA. He's basically a center in a small forward or power forward's body. He's not big, he's not long. Defensively, I think he's not a great defender. And the 3-point shot is just really flat and inaccurate at this point. And so you're asking him to go out there and play center where he's just overmatched against so many guys that are so much bigger. Now, I love the footwork. I mean, pristine footwork, made some nifty passes out of the post. But all that being said, he actually had more turnovers than assists in Summer League. So, again, I just think he was a great college player, but one of those guys that just isn't freakish enough athletically and not a good enough 3-point shooter to do what you would ask of someone his size in the modern NBA, which, I think you got to be able to stretch the floor, unless you are a center who's just a block shot, shot blocking Derek Lively type guy who's, rim running and rebounding and all that kind of stuff. And I just don't think Drew has that kind of athleticism.
So he was not even a candidate for your ox sloppy, was he? He wasn't even on the board.
If I went by numbers, I think he actually was the most efficient guy. But yeah, and I'm going to try to never even remember what your
ox sloppy.
Yeah. Is that did you come up with that today, or is that something?
Yeah, he just wrote it down.
I was like, what is that? Ox sloppy. So I just, you throw it out there and you see if it goes in. Right. Bobby, thanks. Yeah, we appreciate your time very much. Make sure you check out hoopobsession.com. Thanks, man, and we'll be catching up with you soon.
Okay, one real quick.
Yeah.
Forget this John Tesh song or whatever, right?
There's
a song by Stanley Clark actually called basketball from back in the day, and we used to play it as the Kings ran out onto the court at the old Arco Arena. I used to run the music there. So this is my song.
Okay.
Is Basketball by
Stanley Clark is a bass playing legend.
That's what I'm talking about. Forget this Teshy stuff.
Yeah,
Thank you,
with
Bobby.
you, Bobby. All right, I'm with you.
He shoots and he scores.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice call there. Look at it. He's proud of himself. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Jay had it ready.
Stanley Clark's amazing. Yeah.
Yes,
thanks, Bobby.
All right, Bobby.
All right, you guys.
Talk to you soon when we come back. Yep. Steve Kerr says Team USA needs to bear down. Get down to business next on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Noticeably cooler weather for Friday. Temperatures start in the 60s. We'll feel the breeze through the day, too. That'll keep afternoon temperatures in the low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for special offers right now. I'm Coach Doug Christie urging you to visit my friends at Folsom Lake Kia and save big on your next new or certified pre-owned vehicle right now. Visit FolsomLakeKia.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Hey, everybody, it's Kyle Draper here from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I've had my new all-electric Mercedes-Benz SUV for more than 6 months now, and there are so many features that me and my family have fallen in love with. My favorite is the seat cooling feature. When those temperatures reach triple digits here in Northern California, I just hit one button to cool things down. Now, my 12-year-old daughter, well, she loves the seat massage feature. Every time she hops in the car, she immediately flips on the massage button. So whether you're going on a short drive or a long road trip, you'll be able to ride in comfort at the push of a button. And my 15-year-old son, who won't stop growing, well, he has no problem sitting in the back seat. There's plenty of leg room for him and his friends. I used to drive a Tesla, but I made the switch to Mercedes-Benz, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made. If you don't believe me, well, go see for yourself. Take the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton and test drive a new Mercedes-Benz, or go online anytime at mbofstockton.com.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
The Good Feet Store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
We got Tin on hold, so brace yourself because you never know where Tin is going to take you. Sliding doors moment potentially.
The wheel for 10.
So we'll get to that in just a moment.
Just a moment.
Yeah. Who knows where we'll end up? Any predictions? My favorite was we were talking about the Kings or something, and he said, "Yeah, Tin, what's up?" And we love Tin, no problem or anything. He starts talking about like the New York Giants draft or something.
I think 10 is going to go. Let me think. Kyle Kuzma. He's going to go Kyle Kuzma talk.
Mm-hmm. I think
that's kind of timely.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Going Niners.
Niners. I'm going to say
what?
Giants baseball. Now we got to see. Now we got to find out. Then we'll get to Team USA. Tin with us on Sactown Sports. What's up, Tin?
Man, not much. I'm as good looking as Kyle Kuzma, but hey, I'm on NFL today.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah.
You're going to Italy, and with the NFL expanding out there for international games, Jay, you can make a petition, bring the NFL to Italy too. You know, they're going to Brazil. I've never heard of that before. I believe New Mexico, London as always. Have a great trip, Jay.
Thank you, Tin.
He got like 8 months before the trip, though, Tin. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be talking.
I think he meant
year almost.
I think he meant Mexico. I don't think the NFL
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
No games in Albuquerque.
I don't
Santa
think so.
Fe.
I don't
What was the other city we had to look up a couple weeks ago?
Oh yeah, what was
Somebody
that other
playing
one?
or somebody
Yeah. I forget. It was so bad. I forget that because he had the area code. Remember?
Yeah,
And he was
that's
trying
right,
to-
that's
right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tin.
10
We were
coming
all wrong.
through.
Yeah. We had this discussion about Team USA a couple days ago, and you were saying that, you know what, it's basketball.
Yep.
South Sudan. By the way, you see what Gilbert Arenas was saying about
What a
South
joke.
Sudan?
That dude's a joke.
That's
He's a
unfortunate.
clown.
That's classless. Anyway, you were saying, look, it happens. Steve Kerr says, we got to get down to business. He says, that's what today is about. This was a sobering film session they had Thursday, which I don't think was, was actually yesterday, but you know how that goes when you're in Europe. That's what today is about. It's the reminder. It's time. We're here. So it's got to be 40 minutes of force and attention and focus. And we can't let teams outplay us effort and energy-wise like they did the other night against Germany, like we did against South Sudan.
Wow.
Woo!
Steve Kerr coming in hot.
Yeah. And they're going,
Yeah, whatever, coach, whatever.
Would be good.
I think, and Kerr could be right on. I'm not. It's not going to be a bash Kerr, or I'm not.
I like Kerr. I know you're not as.
No,
big.
I like Kerr as a person. I think his coaching the last couple of years has been spotty at best. But I will say this about Team USA: who's the leader of this team?
Bron?
And the thing about LeBron James, and this is what differentiates him from Kobe, Jordan, those guys. LeBron's a jokester. He's, keeping everything light.
Let's have fun.
Let's have fun. There's only a few times that I can recall where he's been all about his business. And when you're so favored heavily like you are right now against some of these teams, LeBron's not the guy to say lock in before the game. During the game, when you're down or you're in a close game, yeah, he locks in. But Kobe, Jordan, those guys, before they even took the floor, wanted to send a message. They were locked in, and they held other people accountable. LeBron, he's more one of the guys, joking around. Now, when you get in the foxhole and you're, tight game, that's when he locks in. And we've seen that here so far. But before the game, leading into it, I think they're a little too cool for comfort right now.
You can see where Coach Kerr's coming from, though, because first of all, he's right. Does that matter? I don't know, but he is right. Second of all, as we've been saying, if they lose, this is on him, right? If something happens. So he says it's literally 6 games and watching the tape, we're jogging through some possessions. We're not hitting bodies on box outs. And so it's time. It's time to lock in on that.
Right. And that's why I ask, who's the leader? Like, who's the guy to do that? I don't think they have anybody from a player's perspective that garners that much carries that much weight and that kind of mentality. And I think that's what they're missing. They don't have the killer instinct going into the game. Now, when the game gets tight, guys step up and make plays, but you got to enter the game looking to send a message. I don't feel like they are right now.
We have another level. I think we have another 2 levels that we can get to, but it's a collaboration always. So we can show the strategic stuff on the tape walkthrough. We can show them, let's do this, let's do that, let's learn personnel. We got to know the shooters, know the non-shooters, all that stuff. So that's where we can help them. Where they can help themselves is just effort and energy, play after play after play. This is different.
Right. Steve Kerr, and I think he's spot on with this because you got to send a message early on. I was listening to Udonis Haslem on a podcast recently talking about LeBron James, talking about that epic Game 6, 2012 in Boston. Miami Heat down 3-2 to the Celtics. And LeBron, and I think Mario Chalmers was on this podcast with him. Mario Chalmers and Haslem were together on this podcast. And they said right from the bus ride over, they could tell LeBron was on a different level. His mindset was different. He was all about his business. And Udonis Haslem said from that moment on, they knew just ride big fella, hop on his back and it'll be fine. Olympic play is different with LeBron. And he's the only guy, I think, that has the cachet that if he spoke, others would follow. Anthony Edwards, nah.
Right.
Tatum, nah. Bam, AD, so
even Steph.
Steph.
Yeah, but you're Steph.
But that's not, you're Steph. You're cute and cuddly. LeBron, but that's not in LeBron's nature. Until the game is on the line, until fourth quarter and you're close, then he locks in.
Speaking of Kerr, and of course the Warriors by extension, you sent something today and I just remembered it. What is this about? Draymond said the Warriors had a trade lined up and he talked him out of it. And it's interesting, but I'm not sure did he even say what trade he's talking about?
He did not say what trade he was talking about. And this was something I saw on Twitter. He was on Jeff Teague's podcast, and I listen to Teague's podcast all the time. The latest episode just came out, so I didn't hear this one yet. But Draymond confirms the Warriors were going to make a trade last week until Draymond told them not to do it, says the headline on this one.
And I listened to the audio, and he said, look, they were going to do this. And I said, hey, it makes my job easier, but I'm about the organization too.
Yeah.
And it would be a bad trade. So there's some disagreement on when he said it. I know it says last week. Some say, no, he said that about the Paul George thing. So I don't know, but it's really interesting. Were they close to getting Paul George or maybe even Markkanen, and Draymond talked him out of it? I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that. And, you got to also take with a grain of salt when this podcast was recorded. I believe this podcast was recorded during Summer League. So it was probably recorded last week. So we're talking 2 weeks ago. Maybe it was not the marketing trade, the other one you mentioned, Paul George or something. Maybe he's talking about that one a week or two ago before free agency began.
But still, I'm sure the Warriors and Mike Dunleavy and Joe Lacob, they'd want to know what he thinks, but I don't think they'd go, what do you think, Draymond?
Right.
Oh, you don't want to. All right, we're not going to do it.
That's Draymond.
Steph said that, yeah, but
right.
Draymond?
That's him acting more important than he really is.
I think so.
Dude, they trade Draymond. You know what I mean? They trying to get rid of that guy. Real quick, Compio says, you don't consider Curry an assassin, Curry a dog? Nobody said that. I'm talking about the weight in the locker room. He said, you don't consider Curry a leader? I'm talking about before the game, it's not in Curry's nature to be like, come on, lock in, guys, do all this, do all that. Same way with LeBron. They're more during the game kind of guys, not pre-tip guys.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I know it's kind of cliche, but like you said, Steph he's a great player, but I don't ever think of him as being that Kobe.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. All right, let's go.
I mean, it was Draymond on them teams. You know, he was the emotional floor general, emotional leader on those teams.
Speaking of Draymond, he's on this list, an ESPN list we're going to look at. These are the top 25 players of the 21st century, or are they? Drapes, what do you say? We look at the list. We each get 3 challenges if we choose to use
3 guys we can pull off.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That. Next on Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, get ready to rock, groove, and have a blast with the Sactown Sports live events calendar. We've got an unbeatable lineup of shows that you won't want to miss. It's Brett Young and Chase Rice at Thunder Valley on August 3rd. Plus, Jason Mraz and the Super Band will be rocking Thunder Valley on August 9th. Then head out of the heat to higher elevation for the Truckee Music Festival on August 9th and 10th, featuring Kip Moore and Sublime. And here's your Live Nation lineup. On August 4th, don't miss the Outlaw Music Festival at Toyota Amphitheater featuring Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. On August 15th, catch Donnie Osmond at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Then on August 22nd, Creed Fisher takes the stage at Ace of Spades. And on September 10th, enjoy the timeless sounds of the Doobie Brothers at Toyota Amphitheater. Rounding out this rockin' lineup is the Lodi Grape Festival from September 12th through the 15th, featuring Joe Nichols and Smash Mouth. For information and tickets, visit grapefestival.com. And then stay tuned to Sactown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
There was always a crowd gathered around our dining table when I was growing up. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Everyone was welcome at my mother's table, so holidays, birthdays, and celebrations always included family and friends. I used to think I was the most popular kid in the neighborhood until I realized that my friends were really there for my mother's incredible cooking. Years later, when I bought my own dining table from Naturewood, I made sure it was large enough to make friends feel welcome. And right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings Dine in Style sale, you have an opportunity to find the perfect dining room furniture to help you create your own treasured memories. Choose from casual to formal or anything in between. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings during the Dine in Style sale off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We now have unlimited data that never slows you down. Covered by the Verizon 5G network. And for less than $30 a month, we make your phone your ride or die. Switch now and pick a free 5G phone with qualified plan purchase. And your fourth line at no additional cost. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what you doing for Chrysler's Make This the Summer sales event?
Well, this month we have something special that only happens once a year. Big savings on one of America's most capable minivans. Right now you can save up to $17,000 off MSRP on all remaining 23 Chrysler Pacifica hybrids, and that's on all trims.
Now, you said Chrysler Pacifica hybrids. Those things get 82 miles per gallon E with gas prices so high and $17,000 off MSRP. That's a no-brainer.
And a deal like this only happens once a year. So this is the time to take advantage of this savings at the dealership and at the pump.
The savings won't last long. Stop by Hoblet Dodge for a test drive today or search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$17,000 total net savings after $7,500 factory rebates and $9,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include $7,500 federal EV tax credit offered by a third party and subject to change. Consult a tax professional for details and eligibility. 82 MPGE combined city highway rating based on fueleconomy.gov EPA rating. Send this net savings while supplies last. See dealer for details.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. Inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
We're going to take a look at a list of the top 25 NBA players of the 21st century. Is it close to being right? In just a moment here. Before we get to that, Drapes and Jay, you guys were just in Vegas, right?
Yes.
Saw this on Twitter. Las Vegas casino bosses have been discussing the possibility of putting slot machines directly in guests' rooms.
Oh, my God.
Hotel guests will be able to pre-select their favorite slot machine, which will be waiting in their rooms when they check in. You for it or against it?
For me, I'm against it. It really wouldn't make any difference because I don't play the slots ever. But it would be an eyesore, I feel like, in the room. You know, you're trying to go there, relax, escape all the sounds and the noise and the lights and everything. To have it in your room, boo, I don't like that.
There's going to be a casino downstairs,
Right, just go downstairs.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jay? You a slot guy?
No, not a slot guy. I'm against it. Same thing. I'm in the sanctuary in my own space.
Yeah.
I'm good on that. Yeah.
Just need a little bit of
it's like
respite
it's
from
too
all
much.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. And this the other part, you know, I don't partake in cigarette smoke, you know, smoking and all that. You got to go to your room to get away to that. You know? And I'm not saying, you know, the casino, the slot in your room carries that, but it starts to give you that feel, that overall feel of being downstairs and amongst, you know, your patrons.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about the slot machine they have that is sports cards?
No. Where was this?
They were talking about this on Emron's show. Shep brought it up. It's in Vegas, and I think it's like $50, and you get a PSA graded 10 card, but you don't know what it's
You don't know what it is.
Yeah, and it says PSA, and PSA came out and said, whoa. We graded these cards, but we have nothing to do with this slot machine. So they're having to back off of.
And where's this at?
Somewhere in Vegas, where it's like $50, and you can, you know, I don't even know if anywhere it's listed what cards you might get.
Yeah, it's too risky.
Why would a person put a $10,000 card in that? Like, you're not gonna win.
Yeah,
there's no bubble to it. Yeah,
and you don't even have to. You could put, you know, a 50-cent card.
Yep.
Yeah.
It doesn't like who's going to be like, oh, you never paid out or never like. How would they know?
It just started this about a month ago or so, I think. I'm not sure how it's going, but I would think that would be the dead end.
Nah, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Someone's loading it up. It's not, you know, it's here we go. It's not AI. It's not the luck of a draw. You're putting something in this.
Yeah.
And
what's in there? What could I win?
Yeah. What could I win?
Yeah. All right. Here it is from ESPN. the top 25 players of the 21st century NBA top 25 players. Kyle, you had a quick glance at this.
I did look at this.
What was your first impression? Mine was, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the top wasn't bad. I thought it was pretty spot on, talking about the top 4 or 5.
All right.
I was okay with that. That was my first thought.
We'll just go through it quickly, and then we'll look at our challenges, and you let us know
Throw
if
that
there's
flag,
anybody or
yeah.
anyone here that you're like, yes, of course, or, hey, wait a minute. 25, Luka. Stop me.
Oh, stop you when
if you hear any like,
Okay.
whoa. All right, Jay. Drapes, Jay. 25, Luka.
All right.
24, Pau Gasol. 23, Russell Westbrook. 22, Draymond Green.
Ooh, I'm about to start the flag. I'm about as Mike Brown runs out to the center of the court, waving his arm and finger. Here's the thing about Draymond Green.
Thank you. I was waiting.
No, he's a glorified role player. And Draymond Green, his success is dependent on Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. He was along for the ride, if you will. Without him, like everybody else on this list, they probably would have had a Hall of Fame career without some of the star players they played with. Draymond Green, his greatest accomplishment is that he happened to be drafted by the Golden State Warriors and played alongside Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
He is an excellent defender, physically and mentally.
Okay.
You see it.
All right.
But
Are you okay with that? 22 then?
No,
All right,
I'm with you.
All right. All right.
He doesn't crack your top 25?
Of the century, no.
No, there's one glaring
Of the
omission.
century?
Of the first 24
The first
years.
21
yeah.
21, Tony Parker. And I know it's hard when you hear like 5.
Yeah, you got to hear the other ones.
Yeah. Tony Parker, 20, Ray Allen.
I'd throw a flag on Tony Parker, me, myself.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's not a top 25 guy.
That's a Hall of Famer, bro.
He ain't better than Devin Booker right now.
That's slander
I'd
there,
take Devin
Jay.
Booker
That's
over Tony
slander.
Parker right now. I'd take
Tony
Anthony
Parker in his prime?
He was a really
Give me
good point
Book.
guard. You talk about a guy who benefited from the
Yeah,
talent around him.
okay. All right, you throw in the challenge flag. Okay.
20, Ray Allen. 19, Anthony Davis. 18, Allen Iverson.
Too low. AI should be
is
higher.
19?
18.
Man, I'm done with this list. What?
Yeah. Dude, AI.
Wait do you hear who's above him? I don't think you like this, Jay.
Okay.
17, Manu Ginobili.
What?
He got Manu
all the
ahead
flags.
of Tony Parker
All
even?
the flag.
Yeah, Spurs. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Manu's 17, way too high.
Manu,
Way
I
too-
think, I have to look this up. He has, I believe, the highest winning percentage of any player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he played on the Spurs.
Interesting.
and they always won. Yeah, Manu Ginobili. 16, Kawhi Leonard. 15, Chris Paul. To me, he's an excellent player. That's too high.
High.
14, Jason Kidd. 13, James Harden. I need to throw
Yeah,
him a flag.
James Harden, throw him out.
Better than Jay Kidd?
Yeah, they
Better
got him
than
ahead of
Iverson?
They got him ahead of
Iverson.
Iverson. Not even
Stop.
close. Yeah, let's throw the flag on that.
12, Steve Nash. 11,
Stop,
Giannis.
I'm throwing the flag there, too.
Steve Nash?
Better than Iverson?
Back-to-back all
Yeah,
MVP?
come on.
Think he
Better
should
than
be higher?
No,
Iverson?
he think he should be
lower.
higher going the other way. Yeah.
Higher, closer to 100.
11, Giannis. Now we get to the top 10. Dirk Nowitzki. Kevin Durant, 9. Number 8, Wade Jones, or as we call him, Wade.
Dwayne Jones.
7, your boy,
Jokic.
the Joker. 6,
I just had to get it
He
up.
had to get that in there.
6, Kevin Garnett. The 5 top players of the century, according to ESPN. Shaq. Tim Duncan, 4. Steph, 3. Kobe, 2. And LeBron.
I'm not throwing a flag on the top 5. I know you are, Whitey.
Yeah, Kobe to me is,
Why is Kobe overrated to you on this?
I think, to me, Duncan should be higher than Kobe. Kobe's definitely, top 5 safely. I wouldn't have him number 2. Some of it, though, and they point this out, whoever writes this, Dave McMenamin writes this, part of Kobe's whole aura now is the whole Mamba mentality and the way he inspired people.
Yeah.
It's almost like he won championships, but it's an addition to that. It's like the impact he had overall just beyond what he did on the court.
Well, here's the thing about Kobe versus Tim Duncan and some of the other guys on this list. When you talk to your kids, when you try to, educate youth, young people about basketball, you more often than not point to the Mamba mentality, the work ethic that Kobe had. Not saying Tim Duncan didn't have that, but Kobe's was more pronounced, more known. You know, Tim Duncan was a quiet guy. Tim Duncan worked hard, no doubt about it. But the Mamba mentality, no friends, you know, you take the court to, you know, destroy the other people. Those are things you instill as a coach and as a parent sometimes in your kids.
See, to me as a coach, I would show Tim Duncan as an example, the big fundamental before Kobe, but to each his own. And I get your point.
Each his own.
Get your point.
Where's KG at? 7?
KG is,
yeah, he's about right.
No,
Nah,
he's
6.
6. KG.
Oh,
is
ahead of
6.
Jokic. That might be a little too high.
Yeah,
That might be a little too high for KG.
I like KG.
I like KG.
I'm a KG
over
guy.
Jokic, though.
Yeah, I'm taking
multiple-time MVP.
I'm taking KG. I think he does way more all the way around.
Damn.
Like Jokic plays no defense. There's no. He's a cone. He's a walking cone, as most people call him. Like I just KG was the man at one point in time.
To your point, KG 12-time all defense.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt. I think Kevin Durant probably should be a little higher. They got him at 9.
I do too.
Yeah,
talking about
there.
2-time
He's
Finals
there.
MVP.
I'm with Jay on Tony Parker though, and I know Tony Parker's an excellent.
So
player.
you pulling him out of this list, or you just sliding him
if I
down?
get 3 challenges, I don't know who I'd put in place of him.
Now these are people you would yank off the list, not slide down.
Right. And
yank
I
off
don't
the
know
list.
who I would put in their place, but Draymond, I need to have a word.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
And you don't have to use all 3. Tony Parker.
Okay.
I'm going to have to talk to you. And then, boy, Chris Paul.
Really?
Yeah.
Chris Paul.
I'm not taking Chris Paul. Tell me why. I thought you might say James Harden. You sure about that?
I forgot about
James.
James
What about James Harden?
Yeah, yes. Definitely James Harden.
Yeah.
Harden's a top 25 guy, man.
Of the century? I don't know.
Chris Paul, you're staying. James Harden is my guy. Yeah. James Harden is over.
Harden was an absolute animal
MVP,
for like a
did
soft
get the
5
MVP.
years, though.
Jay, I have a question for you. May I ask Jay a question?
Yeah.
You just talked about Jokic didn't play defense, so how can you be okay with James Harden?
Yeah, but we're talking about Jokic being in front of like all-time top 75 guys. To me, the only top 75 guy beyond James Harden is AI. Like AI is
And
a
the
top
rest of that
70.
list?
I like rest, but I don't think he's top 75.
Kawhi? Yeah,
I just think the availability for Kawhi sits him out.
Luka?
Not yet. Hadn't done enough.
So what's your 3, Whitey? Or are you
James
amending
Harden.
it now? Okay,
no,
all right.
James Harden. And I did make the amendment because I forgot about Harden. James Harden, Tony Parker, and Draymond Green.
I agree with you on Draymond Green.
I already saw that coming.
Yeah. Jay, you know I'm not a Draymond guy. Get Draymond out of here. I'm not going to throw Tony Parker off this list. I'm sorry. I just can't do it.
I understand it.
I'm not going to throw Tony Parker off this list.
Fortunately, it's a majority rules, and 2 of us have them.
And you said I don't have to use all my
You
challenges.
don't have to. No, of course not.
Yeah. I probably would keep everybody else on the list. I'd shuffle the deck a little bit.
Yeah.
But I would take Tony Parker off. And who would I add in? One glaring omission. And this guy gets the shorter than the stick.
Clay.
No. Paul Pierce.
Came in 96?
99. From
Got drafted
2000 to 2. Yeah, because he came in the lockout shortened year, I think it was.
Okay.
His first season. Finals MVP, Whitey.
Paul Pierce definitely on this list.
Dueled with AI, dueled with Vince Carter. Paul Pierce for a decade was legit. He was an all-NBA performer. Give me Paul Pierce over Draymond Green.
Paul Pierce not on this list.
I would put Clay in.
Clay is on this list.
Over Paul Pierce?
Over Draymond.
Oh, over Draymond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I'm
would
with you
also
on that.
slide, as we said, I would slide Kobe down a little, but he's definitely on my list.
What's up with you and Kobe, man?
I have a problem with guys who shot all the time, and then learning that that's.
But he was all
more guys
defense
do
too.
that. Yeah, I know.
He was elite
I know.
defensively.
I know
too.
he was. Yeah, and you're right. Excellent defender. That's why I always said I had problems with Kobe. I thought, man, that guy's selfish. Then I realized, well, he defended well. That's about the least selfish thing you can do playing basketball.
12-time all defense.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not a great player. And I just said I would slide him down a little. You got to understand, for me, that's progress.
No, but yeah, because
that's
you had
progress.
Kevin Durant ahead of Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Do you still have that? Okay, all right.
I'm working on it.
All right, you're working on it. You're working on it.
But LeBron, I mean, there's isn't that incredible? There's no question, right?
No question,
You
LeBron.
couldn't even have a serious debate.
No question. I mean, you could make the argument Steph could be number 2.
Yeah,
not only for
I have
titles.
Steph ahead of Kobe.
Yeah, I mean,
too.
the way he changed the game and everything, you could argue Steph's the most impactful guy in the last 25 years. But the thing about Steph is it took him a few years to get it going. He won the title, lost an epic collapse, and then needed Kevin Durant.
He was MVP both those years.
Oh, league MVP.
Yeah, it was first unanimous.
Yeah, that's true. But then he needed Kevin Durant to get over the hump and win 2 more after that.
But the thing is, and I think you made this case about Wilt, which is a great point. Wilt changed the game, changed some of the rules.
Right.
Steph didn't change the rules, but he changed the way people play.
No, 100%. Yeah, from every level.
Yeah.
Every level.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, for our generation, guys I've seen, he's changed it more than anybody. Him and Jordan, like those two of the last 40 years, changed the game more than anybody.
I am flabbergasted.
What?
And I'm going to look this up. I trust you, but I just need to see it from my own 2 eyes.
What?
Paul Pierce got drafted in 99.
Like 98.
I thought it was 90. Okay.
I believe it was 98.
He got drafted in 98.
But the year didn't start until 99. They did a 50-game season.
How was Paul Pierce not on this list?
I'm telling you, that's what I'm. Hey, Compio says, where's Tracy McGrady?
I was saying Vince Carter. Yeah, that was my 3 for me is Tony Parker's gone. Like he's not even cracking this. Luka's not cracking this list yet. He hasn't done enough.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
You got
ain't even win an MVP yet.
No, in front of Paul Pierce, in front of Vince, in front of Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
So now you're right. And I get it. We've had this conversation. Drapes has said, his first 5 years, he's all world. I get it.
Best 5, yeah.
Understandable. But T-Mac, Vince, Paul Pierce, those are Hall of Fame guys with championship. Like Paul Pierce has a championship and went to another one.
Yeah.
There's no way Paul Pierce is not on the list and he got I thought he got drafted 96. Jason Kidd, I know, was 95 because he was split rookie of the year. Yeah. And so his first 4 or 5 years.
Could you say the same about AI though, too?
Yeah.
Those first 4 or 5 years, 96. But then how about the 2000s?
He didn't play long enough.
Right. Yeah. He didn't stay at that level. Of course he didn't because he played so hard on the text line 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. As far as changing rules, shouldn't that mean Harden should be on it? No, they had to change the rules because of the way he was taking advantage of the rules. To his credit, but they actually had to enforce the rules that he was.
I will
flaunting.
say, I'll give James Harden some credit in this regard. The step back, the side step, that's all James Harden.
Yeah,
the footwork,
drawing the foul.
Yeah, the traveling, the drawing of the fouls, free throw merchant, they're calling them. That's James Harden. He might have changed the game for the worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to, the dribble, step back 3, it's kind of ugly.
I wish people would put their names on these because there's some interesting comments, but thank you for listening. Anyway, Jordan was also selfish and lost for years. Ginobili over Parker? No Weber? And then someone points out lots of recency bias at the top of this list.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The other one for me, like Parker's gone, the Luka's gone, and people argue Steve Nash. I don't see it with him though. I just don't.
Come on, Jay. You're being biased.
No, I'm not. And
back-to-back MVP?
Yeah, but we know Shaq should have won one of those guaranteed. Like that was, they was hunting and pecking to give it to Steve Nash.
I think Nash is a little high on the list, but I'd have him on here.
Over Paul Pierce? You got Steve Nash over Paul Pierce, who didn't even crack the list.
Me? Yeah, I do.
I don't see it. What did he bring to? He hasn't won anything. Dang. He didn't change the game.
I don't know.
But he was great.
Nah, he didn't know.
He and his team did. 7 seconds or less, they did.
Is that him or is that his team?
Yeah, I think that's the way they played.
He made it go, but he's the one who made that.
Is that Mike D'Antoni that changed the game?
I think he's giving too much credit.
I got Steve Nash in my top 25. I do. Maybe not as high as they had him.
I agree with you.
Obviously, but I got, even if he's number 20, 21, I'm okay with that. I'm not, I can't take out a 2-time MVP, 8-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just looking at the top 25 players of the 21st century, according to ESPN. We said we each had 3 challenges, and it's amazing. We're really not eye to eye on this list. It's interesting to me how many of these players have won a championship. The guys that haven't kind of stick out. Like you got in order LeBron, Kobe, and you got Steph, Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal. Kevin Garnett never won a championship.
No, he won one. 2008.
Oh, that's right. Up for
2008.
Yeah. Jokic, Dwayne Wade,
championship.
Durant,
champion.
Dirk,
Yep.
Giannis, and Steve Nash.
And then Steve Nash, the first one.
Yeah.
Without
Push him
a title.
down to 30.
Yeah. Harden.
30. Harden doesn't have a chip.
It's funny. Some of these like, oh yeah, I forgot how good Jason Kidd was.
No, he was both ends of the floor too.
Beast.
8-time all defense.
But
Got to
you
give him
guys,
his
Chris
credit.
Paul is unquestioned, huh?
He's borderline. He borderline.
Yeah, okay.
He borderline.
You know what? I'm looking at his accomplishments that they list there. 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 9-time All-Defense.
Balling. That's balling.
You got to give him credit for that. 9-time All-Defense, 6-time steals leader, 5-time assist leader. Yeah, Chris Paul's on there. He's on there. I'm sorry.
And you and I are okay with Ginobili, right? But you're not, Jay? Or you didn't?
I can respect it, but he'd be off. He wouldn't make my top 20.
I probably would move him down to.
I'm Vince Carterin. I'm Paul Pierson. Like those 3 for sure jumping in there.
Like here's the thing about Ginobili, and they have him at 17.
I agree. It's probably a little.
You could argue he was the 3rd best player on those championship teams behind Duncan and Parker. You could argue that. I'm not saying he is.
Couldn't you argue he was better than Parker in some years?
You could argue that too. But what I'm trying to get at, Vince Carter, T-Mac, AI, they were the guys on whatever team they played on. They stirred the drink. They were the guys at the top of the scouting report. Ginobili, 6-man. You had to deal with Duncan and Parker. So to Jay's point, I would move Ginobili down. How far down? He'd definitely be behind AI. Shoot, I definitely got him. I might even have him behind Ray Allen.
Yep.
Ray Allen was lethal. When people look at Ray Allen in Miami or Boston, before then, Milwaukee,
Seattle.
Ray Allen,
Cold
Seattle,
boy.
Ray
Yeah,
Allen. Come
cold.
on now.
He came here and knocked the Kings out of the playoffs one year.
Here's a couple that I jotted down real quick early in the morning. I wanted you guys to think about Mellow Man. Carmelo?
No Carmelo?
No way.
Oh, this list sucks.
Not even Luka? In front of Luka right now?
Carmelo?
Carmelo's one of the most overrated players.
No,
in the
you're
NBA.
ridiculous.
Come on now.
You're terrible.
We
Why? How could you say
fight.
that? Tell me why.
Why is he not on this list?
Because this list is wrong.
No, because he was an inefficient guy, took a lot of shots, didn't really do much to help you win, and surprise, his team never won.
Well, because he never had a good team. You can't. So was Dominique Wilkins the same way?
No.
Dominique never won anything because his teams weren't good enough.
Were better than.
Come on,
Carmelo
man.
teams.
Carmelo to me is probably one of the most underappreciated superstars.
I'm with you.
This dude is a top 10, 15 scorer of all time
because he shot so much.
No, I think he's got one of the most slept on offensive games to ever be in the NBA, and it's because he's not flashy. He's not a flashy guy. And when you say efficient, I don't know his percentage. We can pull that.
I got
up.
him right here.
Yeah,
I got him right here.
I mean, the dude's not shooting 20% now. Like, what are we talking about? He's still shooting it at a clip to the point to where he's made so many All-Stars, all league guys like this. He's never. But who has he ever played with? Who has he ever played with? When you're like, you know what? He's played with a top 20 guy. Like, who has he ever played with?
All I know is the Knicks had nobody when he was out, and you had Jeremy Lin and those guys.
That's the smallest sample.
No.
Then they came to Boston and Rondo into that. Go ahead.
Finish my thought. Then he comes back and ruins everything because, I'm Carmelo Anthony, I need the ball.
Nah,
they actually were playing well, overachieving until he came back and ruined it because he had to be Carmelo Anthony.
The Knicks failed Carmelo Anthony. They did not surround him with top-tier talent. To Jay's point, and we'll have to go through it. I could break it down. Who has he ever played with that was another top 20 player in their prime?
No one.
Everybody else that won championships had multiple top 20 guys at that time.
Russell Westbrook and Paul George.
No, that was at the end of his career. That was he was 33, 34. He was a shell himself.
The closest he's gotten to a star is Chauncey Billups in their prime.
Right.
And what did they do? They got to basically a possession away from the NBA Finals.
They got to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, it was a possession away from making the NBA Finals and beating the Lakers. I truly think he's one of those guys people dislike because how he's carried himself, because of the way he's kind of perceived in, kind of NBA circles.
Yeah.
Like most people, you either like him or you dislike him. Most people don't see 50-50 with Carmelo.
Yeah, he played in New York.
Yeah,
but Melo's issue was forcing the trade when he did. If he would have just waited a few months, the Knicks would not have had to gut their roster, and Melo could have been a part of a solid roster. Somebody on the text line said Melo played with AI. Come on now. AI wasn't the same guy back then.
He didn't even want to come off the bench.
Yeah.
He was arguing about coming off the bench.
Didn't they get traded for each other?
Who? Melo and AI? No.
No, they were in the Nuggets.
Yeah, they were on the Nuggets together. Yep.
All right, throw a couple more before we have to break. Chris Bosh.
Ooh, that's my
Not
guy.
top 25.
That
really
is
good.
my
Over
guy.
Luka right now, though?
Yeah, Luka. Yeah.
Over Luka, no championships, not over.
No
MVPs. Luka.
No MVPs, got smoked in the finals.
Yeah. I don't even like Luka, but Luka's better than Bosh. Bosh is a really good player.
I love Chris Bosh.
Yeah,
That's
me
my
too.
guy. Bosh sacrificed his game to go help win a championship.
Yeah.
He could, and his career was cut short. Let's not forget that too, with the blood clots. And so I'm a Chris Bosh guy. I got him on the next 5, Jay. How about that? He's on my next 5.
Okay. How about this one? Dwight Howard.
Oh, Dwight Howard. That's tough. He was elite.
Like, dude was solid for a soft 10 to 12.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Wow.
But he's not on my top 25 of the century.
Not ahead of Draymond?
Well, I wouldn't have either one of them in there, but Draymond I would have ahead of Dwight Howard.
Damn.
Because he was so good with Orlando, and then he just kind of, what happened?
Man, but he was so good.
Oh, I know.
Like a decade, he's
he's Hall of Famer.
He was legit.
People get mad at me all the time because I say, look at his numbers. That's
no, he's a Hall of Famer.
Sure,
yeah, I
Hall of
agree
Famer.
with you.
Yeah, no question.
Man, he was a specimen. Had to.
We got to take time.
All
out,
right, take
don't we?
time. Take time.
We'll come back.
I'm fired up. No Carmelo. I forgot Carmelo should be on the list.
That's
Jay,
why you forgot about him.
We agree.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I put him out.
Forgot about him because
I forgot about Vince
there.
Carter. I forgot about T-Mac until somebody brought him
How
up.
many guys did you take off?
I only took one, but I'll take more.
In? Yeah.
I had Paul Pierce in there.
That's
for
right,
sure.
you did.
I'll take more off too, though. Let me look at it. I'll take more off.
We're back with more Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, get out there and explore California in a brand new Toyota truck. Answer the call to adventure with powerful performance and Toyota's legendary reliability. Don't miss a low lease on the fully redesigned 2024 Tacoma or low 1.99% APR on 2024 Tundra and Tundra Hybrid. It's time to make this summer one to remember. Toyota. Let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Excludes TRD Pro and Capstone at 7/31/24.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crab. I went to the Good Feet store, and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, A's lefty Hogan Harris spent the first 5 seasons in the organization dealing with injuries and threw less than 200 innings during that time, but now his promise is coming to fruition. In the first game of the Astros series at home, Harris, making his 9th start this year, blanked the Astros over 6 2/3 and lowered his ERA down to 2.98.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver that includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay to store bank account. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
Where do you go when you need someone to represent you? For me, you want someone that is local and that you can actually get to and talk with. There are plenty of big branded lawyers out there with the name, but you never get to talk to them. So go to saclegaldefense.com and connect with the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He's local, he'll represent you, and he'll have your back. Whether it's expungements, wrongful termination, when you're in a spot when you need legal help, call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at 916-304-9187.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
Beautiful wedding, what a beautiful wedding, says a bridesmaid to a waiter. But what a shame.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
You want to put summer into full throttle with Sactown Sports? Here you go. Wine Country becomes the ultimate racing destination once again. His final stop, the Summer Western Swing, concludes at Sonoma Raceway. Looking for caller number? Drapes, what do you got for us today? 8. Caller number 8. 8. Caller number 8. Score a family 4-pack of tickets to the NHRA this weekend at Sonoma Raceway. For more information, visit SactownSports.com. Hello. There we go. A little bit of a spill there on the remote. Yeah. We have been talking about this ESPN list, the top 25 players of the 21st century, and it's just a hornet's nest we've stepped into.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Angry disagreement. Lots of great opinions and views on the text line here. Let's see here. Dwight Howard may be the best rebounder of all time in his prime. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about
Trace
that?
is sorry, Whitey. The most overrated player is James Harden, Mr. Playoff flame out himself, although I would agree with you that he did not really make his teams better. I think we're talking about
Carmelo there. Yeah.
I thought you guys weren't going to let me back to my car when I said we didn't have Carmelo.
Carmelo is lethal. He just never played with a star in his prime. Think about it, too. He ran into the Nashes of the world, those Nash Phoenix Suns team, the Kobe Lakers. And then he goes to the Eastern Conference, deals with the Celtics and LeBron James that you got to run into also, Boston and Cleveland and Miami at the time. Carmelo Anthony, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
All-time great. So let me ask you this. You're not an all-time great? Top 75 player. Top 75 player, Whitey.
That's
top 75.
I thought late model Carmelo was a more efficient player the last few years when I thought this guy's terrible. But early in his career, I mean, he he just took a lot of shots and didn't make a lot of shots.
Well, I'm looking at his third year where he shot 48%. His fourth year, he shot 47.6%. His fifth year, he shot 49.2%. That's not efficient?
Is that his whole career?
You said early in his career. You said early in his career he wasn't efficient.
426 is rookie fourth. I mean, we could play this game.
Yeah, but then keep going.
All right.
481, solid.
433, 404.
Why you skip it? Why you skip it? You skip it. You just got.
I'm not going to name the
year. You trying to take the easy road, sir?
Jay, he's skipping on me. He skipped like a 5-year stretch where he shot 48%, 47.6, 49.2. Dipped down to 44.3, 45.8, 45.5. Then he went to New York, and those Knicks teams weren't that great. He carried those Knicks teams. I think Carmelo Anthony is one of the most underrated players
I agree.
there is.
I think he's just one of them guys that, again, I don't know why people don't like him, because he's never really done anything off the floor beside like personal stuff, within his family situation. Like he's never been in trouble. He has been an ambassador of the game. Dude is probably the most prolific Olympic player to ever suit up when it comes to not only the United States, but the world.
Yeah.
He was a star early.
That's because he knew the only way he was going to win anything was by playing on Team USA.
But he also had teammates finally.
Right. He had and the thing about Carmelo, and I'm surprised.
But he did do things. That's the difference. Is what on those teams, he was a star. It wasn't like he sat on the bench and was a Christian Laettner. He started. He pushed the team to the narrative. He when Team USA was struggling, he was one of the guys that grabbed the horse by the reins and turned it completely around.
And Whitey, I'm surprised you don't give him credit for it. Maybe you will once I bring this up. In an era of buddy ball and wanting to team up and chase rings and jump to, play with LeBron and then form a big three and all this, he never did any of that. He could have went to Chicago with D Wade later on. He didn't do that.
Well, that's fine, but does that make him a better player? I mean, no. I mean, why should I give him credit for that as a basketball player?
I'm saying because your knock on him, all right, efficiency, but also he didn't win. Well, he could have easily have won if he would have teamed up some of the, going to team up with LeBron, like LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh did. He chose to stick it out. And I argue with Carmelo, offensively, he could score at every level on the floor. This guy was a three-point shooter. He could knock down the three. This guy could mid-range assassin, get to the paint, physical. Carmelo Anthony, to me, when you talk, and when I look at the 25 best players in this decade, I'm also looking at the culture, the impact. When you walk into a building, who's selling tickets? No offense,
I'm not looking
Tony
at that
Parker,
at all.
but I am. That's part of my criteria.
Has nothing to do
That's
with
star
how good
power.
you are.
That's star power.
That has nothing to do with how good you are.
What was the list?
Tim Duncan didn't sell tickets.
Look at the
Duncan was
list.
phenomenal.
Look at the list.
Yeah. So I understand what you're saying, but that literally has nothing to do with how good you are.
No, it is for me. For me, it is. You got to have that to be. You can't be a bum and sell tickets.
Like I said, Tim Duncan didn't sell tickets. Spurs didn't sell tickets.
But Tim Duncan's a top 10 player of all time, Whitey. You're trying to hold Carmelo Anthony to the Tim Duncan comparison. I'm not talking Carmelo should be 5'6", but he's not ahead of Draymond. He's not.
Draymond's not on my list either.
Hey, he's not ahead of Tony Parker. He's not ahead of
Parker's not on my list either.
Pau Gasol. He's not ahead of Luka.
No, he's not ahead of Pau Gasol. How high would you guys have him on your list? And I'm just asking. I'm not.
Yeah.
Based on this list?
Yeah.
For me, he'd be in the teens somewhere.
I'd probably have him at 20.
He'd be somewhere in the back end of the teens for me.
Yep, something like that. Pau Gasol, as great as he was, he didn't win anything until he got Kobe Bryant. I'm talking just NBA. But if Melo compared with Kobe Bryant, he would have won. That's what I'm saying. Some of these guys are getting too much credit for being paired with all-time greats. Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Draymond Green.
Well, that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is I don't think this is the proper usage of this word, but people use it this way. Manu subjugated what he could do individually for the good of the team. So that's the other way to look at it.
I disagree. See, I think he got the most.
A lot more points.
Yeah, but I think he wouldn't have won anything.
He would have empty calories.
Exactly.
Right. He would have been.
He did what he needed
Melo.
to do for a help his team win.
Right. No, but he was drafted that way. Like Melo, and you got to remember, Melo's ownership, GM group, the front office was terrible. Come on, man. First of all, the coaching staff, George Karl, come on now. He had to play with George Karl. He had to be subjected to that guy.
So I'm going through, and this is a list that stemmed from. This list was ESPN's ranking the top 100 professional athletes since 2000.
Yeah.
So this is all the athletes.
Yeah. So this list stems from that. So these were the top 25
They picked all the
basketball.
Yeah.
They just did it like that.
Them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you look at like some of the aspects that they're looking at, transcendent athletes, what you did off the court, they're talking about Serena versus Federer, but Serena's higher because she transformed women's tennis. Like they're talking about things that, and this is my thing with Carmelo, is Melo was a star before stars were almost even a star in his 2000s.
Yeah.
Like he was already the guy coming out of Oak Hill Academy. He was already the guy. You know, he came out with the Jordan contract. Some of the things that he has set precedent, these guys haven't even caught up. Like Luka hasn't even caught up off the court yet. And that's
Whitey's not including that though.
That's why I went back to look at what the list actually entailed.
But that list did entail that, is what you're saying?
The top 100, they're talking about accomplishments and what you've done and brought to sports off your playing field, off your court, that's within your outside of your competition. And so that's my argument when it comes to Carmelo. And I understand. And again, I started this conversation with Melo. You either like him or you dislike him. There's really no in between with Carmelo. When you talk to people who detract Carmelo, it's, he didn't win. I don't like his attitude. He didn't do nothing. He's a bad shooter. Well, so was Kobe. So was Michael Jordan. These guys weren't that efficient when it comes to putting up shots, but they play with greater teammates.
Jay, you tell me, and I'm going to go here, and maybe I should. But I feel like Carmelo has greater respect in the hood than around than on, the boardrooms in the corporate world. Like the appreciation for Carmelo Anthony in the inner cities. Come on, man.
He's a star.
Please.
He's a star for sure.
I didn't like him.
Not as a person, but as a hooper.
Yeah. Like I didn't like him until everything happened with George Floyd, and he came out and said some things about people come together that I thought were, wow, that was really cool. It didn't change my opinion of him as a basketball player, but I admit there was a time I don't like Carmelo, and I got to the point, wow, he said some really poignant things at a time when we needed to hear that. So I changed my opinion of him. Like, you like him or not? It's like, oh, I thought he's pretty cool. But as a basketball player, to me, he wasn't efficient enough, didn't win enough for me to put him on my list. There's a lot of people weighing in here who disagree with that. I get it. You guys disagree with that. I get that.
He's one of those guys that people are going to have plenty of conversations, and he's definitely a barbershop talk guy. And he's one of those guys, you either like him or you hate him, or not hate him, but you dislike him. You don't really like his flow. I got a couple more real fast. Yao Ming
didn't play long enough.
Okay,
for me,
not especially in the 2000s. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
he's made Hall of Fame. How about this one? And this is a tricky one. Got championships. I know we're talking, and I'm just picking apart type stuff. Paul George.
Nope.
Damn, Paul George.
Paul George is a beast.
Paul George is a beast.
Everybody on this list should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What brings Paul George down for you?
Just has never been quite. Is he like 1A or 1? I don't know that he's ever really established himself.
No, you know what Paul George, his issue is? He ran into LeBron so many times. Think about that, though, dude. Like, those Pacers teams were good enough to get to the finals, but not better than LeBron James. They lost 2 or 3 times to LeBron. Paul George over Luka in the top 25 for this. Jay?
I'm not a Luka guy. I take Paul George.
I'm not a Luka guy, but I'd take Luka.
Dang. I might edge Paul George.
Luka's only.
I'm talking because Luka's sample size is too small. That's the only reason I would. If Luka continues this for 5 more years, I'm taking Luka.
I'm assuming that's why they have him so low on the list.
Luka. Meaning
believe
Luka.
me, we all agree on. I'm not a Luka guy either.
No, Fazy, Fasy, call in, big fella. I see you. He's like, man, I'm about to call in. Y'all got me so mad. 916-339-1140. We don't duck 1140. We don't duck any smoke.
No, absolutely not.
Let's go.
But fellas, we have to break. How is Paul Pierce not in front of Luka?
Paul Pierce got a Finals MVP
And
championship. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, there's definitely a bias when it comes to Luka,
And I
right?
think if you include all the things you guys are talking about that they originally took into account when they put the list together, then Luka probably,
he's a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah. Did we take a break or did we already?
No, we gotta take it. We gotta take it. We gotta take a quick
I'm gonna
one.
send you guys this top 100. Did you guys look at this top 100?
I did. I looked at the top of it.
Yeah. Okay.
All
right. Well, we come back with if you guys are up for the way back.
Yeah,
quiz.
let's go. I got to knock
Unless we
him
get
off.
sidetracked by this ongoing debate on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Noticeably cooler weather for Friday. Temperatures start in the 60s. We'll feel the breeze through the day, too. That'll keep afternoon temperatures in the low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Quick Quack Car Wash takes the drama out of keeping your car clean.
Let's wash the car. Don't spray the hose inside the car.
Our convenient wash packages make it easy to get your car soaked, scrubbed, and on your way. Protect your car from sun, rain, and pollen with a ceramic duct wash and get our in-wash light show and an unbeatable clean.
Oh, the kids filled the gas tank with water.
Of course they did. Quick Quack Car Wash. Come in today and get 25% off any wash.
Summer is finally here, and so are all the best deals on DeWalt Power Tools at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. Drills, impacts, circular saws, you name it, we have it for the best price in town, guaranteed. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a seasoned tradesman, we've got all the DeWalt products you need to crush your next project. So come on down to Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet today on Power and Road for better tools and better prices. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, tell me what's happening for Chrysler's Make This the Summer Sales event.
Everywhere you go, things are getting more expensive. But at Hoblet, we're working to save you as much as we can, which is why right now you can save up to $15,500 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn or Laramie Hemi 4x4s. And we figured why not include no payments for 90 days.
You guys are going all out this month, aren't you?
From the time my grandfather opened the first Hoblet dealership back in 1949, one thing we've strive for is to treat you like family. That's why you'll find the big city selection and savings with over 400 Rams available, but the small town care and attention when you buy from Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
15,500 total net savings on select new 2024 Ram 1500s after 8,500 factory rebates and 7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 Chrysler Capita bonus cash. Must finance with Chrysler Capita qualify. And 500 first responder cash for current members of eligible First Responder Association. At least 5 of this net savings. Sample VIN 190060. See dealer for details.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Time for the way back quiz. I know we had too much fun with the top players of the century. Tomorrow, Jay, we may look at the whole list of the most influential athletes of the century.
Big boy 100.
Yeah, we'll see where that goes. So right now it's time for the way back quiz for July the 25th. We have Kyle Draper against Jay.
Let's go.
All questions here are based on things that happened or related to things that happened on this date, July 25th. And these years, 1940, 1956, 1988, 1990, another 1990, and 2021. So who's up first today?
Jay.
Come on, man. What you think? Why you know who the champ is, baby?
The champ. You're about to be dethroned.
Yeah, that was a tough one. We both got counted out last night.
Yeah, that was tough.
I won on default. Give me the years one more time, please.
1940, 56, 88, 90, 90, and 2021.
I'm going 1990B.
1990B. All right. Let's see here. 25-year veteran umpire Bob Engel resigns this day 1990 after pleading no contest to shoplifting. Jay, what did he shoplift? Liquor, baseball caps, or baseball cards?
Going with the baseball card, C.
That is correct, Jay.
Yes, sir.
That's an easy one. Hey, come on, man.
Easy one?
Yeah, you're not shoplifting liquor or baseball caps. What do you? Come on.
Baseball cards. All right, Jay's got the point. Drapes are up. 40, 56, 88, 90, and 21.
90.
1990. Roseanne Barr sings her infamous version of the national anthem, booed off the field in what city? Baltimore, San Diego, Anaheim.
Ooh, Baltimore, San Diego, Anaheim. What year was this?
It was 1990. I think President Bush said it was a disgrace.
Baltimore? I don't know why I thought it was Chicago, but Baltimore.
You can say Chicago if you want.
Nah, but it's not on the list. It's not on Baltimore, San Diego, and Anaheim.
Yeah.
I'm going Anaheim.
Not correct. Jay for the steal.
San Diego.
Jay's got
yes,
it.
Sir. I remember that here. Yes, sir.
You ain't know that one, no, Jay. You just said
yes,
because
sir.
I took
remember
Anaheim,
that here, baby. And they were playing Anaheim, the Angels, right?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I believe they played Angels.
All right. 2-0, Jay.
Jay's dominating.
Yeah. That's early yet. Jay, 40, 56, 88, 2021.
2021.
All right. Tokyo. In Tokyo, 2021, USA men's basketball has their 25-game Olympic win streak snapped by what country?
Yeah.
France, Australia, or Serbia?
2021, I'm going with
Drapes is quiet. I think he has this one.
Yeah. I'm going Serbia. Serbia.
Not correct. Drapes, chance to steal.
It's France.
Drapes is right.
It was one of the two. I couldn't remember.
Back in it, big
fella. I couldn't remember. It was France or Serbia.
Yeah. 2-1, Jay. Drapes are up 40, 56, and 88.
88.
1988. What NBA team becomes the first to ever play in the Soviet Union, beating the Georgia All-Stars 85-84? The Hawks, the Celtics, the Lakers.
88?
Uh-huh.
Celtics.
Not correct. Jay, chance to steal.
That's a tough one.
Going to Lake Show.
No, it's actually the Atlanta
Hawks. Yeah, that's
really?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
What the heck were they doing over there?
Had something to do with like Turner Network Television or
Really?
something.
Yeah, I should have.
Yeah. So we still got 2 points
That
on
was
the
a trick
board.
question.
Yeah.
Jay up 2-1.
Jay up 2-1. 2 points left, Jay. You can actually clinch it
Yeah,
here.
let me put them away right here, Whitey.
Put him in the sleeper hole.
Let me put them in the camel
He gonna
clutch.
get it wrong. I ain't worried
Put them
about
in the
it.
camel clutch right
I
now,
ain't worried
brother.
about it. Let's go, Jay. I ain't worried about
1940, 1956.
it. Ooh, tough years.
40 or 56?
Yes.
I'm feeling 1956.
All right, for the win. This day, 1956. Who hits baseballs first? And to this day only, inside the park, walk-off, grand slam.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Baseball's first and only, inside the park, walk-off, grand slam. Mickey Mantle, Roberto Clemente, Frank Robinson.
Ooh. I'm going
This is for the win,
I'm
Jay.
going Roberto Clemente.
He's got it. Jay
Lucky guess.
wins it.
No, lucky guess.
Walks it off on
That's
an inside
weak.
the park. Walk
He's
off grand slam.
guessing.
Wasn't guessing.
Jay,
I
come
put a
on. What do you mean you
little
wasn't
something in there
guessing?
for you. I put a little something in there for you.
Jay guessing. That's all
My
right, man.
uncle loves Roberto Clemente.
Really?
Absolutely. He thinks he's the greatest ball player ever, better than Willie Mays. I've had arguments with him. I know a bunch about Roberto Clemente, actually.
Yeah.
It's been a rough week.
Well, these have been competitive.
These have been
Very
tough
competitive.
ones. These have been tough ones. That's a tough question.
So you?
Jay, you ain't know. You guess. This guy, he threw a dart at the board. Come on.
I had a good true false. Does anyone want to take
Yeah,
the
let me
true
have
false
it.
just for fun? All right, true or false, 1940. Americans John Sigmund begins swimming for 89 hours, 46 minutes from St. Louis to Caruthersville, Missouri in the Mississippi River. 292 miles, longest solo swim of all time. True or false?
I mean, I would say false because you're so excited about this.
True.
Yeah, CJ, trust me, it's absolutely true.
Really?
It's true.
Why are you excited about that? Why is that a good true false then?
Because,
all right.
because the guy swam 292 miles in
No
the
way I could do
Mississippi River.
Not even close.
I thought you were saying it was a good one because you fudged some of the numbers or something like that. Like, I'm going to get you guys kind of good one.
I typically don't do that.
Right. Like you change a name or a syllable or something like that and get us. Congratulations, Jay.
Yeah.
Well nice played. Win. Nice win.
Well done. Yeah. As far as the top 25 players of the 21st century, I think we're just going to have to agree to disagree on about 3 to 5 of them.
Yeah.
About 10 of them.
Yeah.
Like, should Vince Carter have been on there? I don't know if we settled.
Yes, for sure.
Whitey?
For me,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
T-Mac? Yes, for sure. For me.
Not sure.
Okay.
I'd say no. I have to look at it again, but I'd say no.
Okay.
I will tell you this. Golf to Go is coming up next on Sactown. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah, it is coming up next, but we still got
it's coming up next.
Why you trying to go home?
Yeah.
Yeah, we trying to bounce.
Uh-huh.
Jay, who you got lined up tomorrow? Anybody yet?
Maybe. I can't. I can't disclose that information because if I say it and I don't deliver, then it makes me look bad.
All right.
We try.
All right.
Thank you, Manny Tulidge. You enjoyed the program to do. Yeah. Derek Too Shifty Drapes. We need to break the streak.
Yeah, Derek, I'm sorry, man. That's my guy, too. He's always backing me. Yeah.
I bet you that pocket is a little lighter.
That's all right,
betting
Derek.
on Drapes.
That's all right, Derek. Basketball season's coming up, my friend.
Who would you guys have, Carmelo or Paul Pierce, if you can only go one?
Paul Pierce.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a Paul Pierce guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Paul Pierce.
And I'm a Melo guy, but you got to give respect.
Yeah.
Pierce battled Kobe. Pierce championship. LeBron. Yeah, like
he stood head to head, face to face.
I know this is wrong. I can't help it. The whole wheelchair thing kind of influences me.
Really?
Yeah.
In a negative way?
Yeah.
You don't think he was hurt?
No, we know what happened.
When he had an emergency?
We know what happened.
Oh, man.
All right. As promised, we got golf to go. Coming up next here, we're back with you tomorrow. Thanks for listening to The Drive, guys. Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant